Don here. Okay, back with another live stream this afternoon. I had my lunch and kind of figured out what to do next. I'm going to, and it's on Mom's PC I'm working on today. So my CPU fan, video card fan, didn't. GPU fan. Seems like I've got something on my glasses. It's driving me crazy. I don't know. I think it might just be my eyes seeing spots. I just cleaned them not too long ago. But it was quiet for over an hour run. So I think it's going to be okay, hopefully. I went ahead and ordered that little set of 3. It's cheaper to buy 3 than it was to buy 1. So I went ahead and did that. The only thing is it'll take... actually, the other 2 I saw, the only ones, there was only 3 that were 5 stars. 4 stars and up. And I usually don't buy anything. I try not to buy anything under 4 stars because even the things that are 4 stars are still, if you look at the percentages of when they have enough reviews to be able to get a real percentage, you'll generally see DOAs and failures, quick failures and stuff among things that have 4 stars, and some are more than others. And also, I always kind of look at the most recent reviews because that's what pertains to me the most. If they got a bad batch out right now of something, then I don't want to get it. So anyway, it'll take 1 to 2 months. Let's see, what did they say? Close to the end of the 24th of this month to like the middle of next month is their estimate. So hopefully it won't be more than that. Sometimes it is. But if this fan may be okay until then, it may be okay for a year or 2. I cleaned it and lubricated it a little bit. Of course, that WD-40. I wish I knew something better. I'm sure there's so many lubricants in the world. I'm sure there's something better for electric fan bushing than that. WD-40 will dry up pretty quick. I don't know. It depends on what you put it on and where. Like what kind of conditions it's in. It might be gone in a few days, a week, or a couple of months, or something. But anyway, I went ahead and put some on there because instead of just cleaning it, like I was saying the other day, that was really the best thing to do. Because I really just kind of remembered that I think I proved myself wrong a while back, the last time I was messing with fans. So, and I did clean one last night that was in really bad shape. It was filthy. It felt like it had sand all over it. I hadn't blown it off, and it was cold, actually cold yesterday. It was 45 yesterday, 48, or maybe 50 the tops. Now today it's, it was 82, now it's 75. It's already starting to cool off. There's supposed to be a cool front coming in tonight, but and it's really windy, so yeah, it's coming in. But anyway, that's what it did, and so far so good. So, but then the CPU fan that I bought, it is sitting in there and behind that door, and it works great. But it is it's even bigger than the other one, and the other one was really close to the memory and mem slot 1. Well, this one is like, it's touching the memory. So I moved it over to the slot 2 because I only have one in there. But later, what if we want to put another one in there? And I think it would be, you could get by with it. I would be worried, but you could get by with it by putting some electrical tape on that side of the memory. But the heat's going to make it want to let loose, and it'll be all sticky. And besides, if I'm not around, what if I'm not around to do it or something, So I thought I want it to be to where you don't have to know all these special things about it to work, maintain it, or to upgrade it or whatever. And I got to looking at that. I already went through that in the last video. I got to looking at the fan that I bought and making sure, and it will work on the AS Rock motherboard with up to 90 watts. It says it'll handle up to 90 watts. So that's exactly the biggest, the most watts that motherboard can handle. And then the 6 cores, the 8 cores, most of them are 90 watts. Some of them are even more, but some of them are a little less. But and actually the 8-core CPU prices, I just happened to look at them, the ones I have in my favorites, and they actually went down. It's just that they're not in the list of that supported for the motherboard. So I think I will actually take this power supply out of this today or tomorrow, put it in that ASRock and run it for long enough to see if it would. If it doesn't crash, then I'll know for sure it's the power supply. And then also I'll know that it will run. That one that's in there is a dual core, and it's not on the list either. It works, but for all I know, that's the main reason it keeps crashing. And never did run quite right. It would crash once ever so often in Windows 7, and it would do it and it does it in Fedora 26 too. And I didn't really expect that. I thought it was Windows 7 causing that, or the power supply. But the power supply is still what I think, because I opened it up, and it's there's more swelled caps now than there was before. I think some of them are bad, just flat bad. Maybe every one of them that's swelled. They can be swelled and not be bad, but they're definitely not in good shape when they're swelled because they've been overheating. None of them's popped yet, but that motherboard, it had like 4 of them popped, and some others were swelled, and that's how come I got all those parts. Anyway, it makes me know that the prices went down on the 8320s. See, I don't know if the 8350 went down. That's what I always wanted, was 8-core. That's what I wanted to put on that motherboard, and of course I want one for myself, but I've kind of turned my wish list over to servers. I want a server with 2 8-cores or 4 cores or something, and because you can, there are servers I found out that have become cheap now that you can put video cards in, and that was the only thing ever holding me back from just running a server instead of a regular machine, regular desktop. So, well, that and the noise. I gotta have I can't just put it in here. I'd have to put it. I mean, I guess I could rig it up in my closet right behind me there, but I don't know. It might be so loud I'd have to insulate the walls or something. So I'm not going to get into all that. But anyway, this is for Mom. That's what I'm focusing on right now. And I actually bought that motherboard for her machine when I thought hers was bad, and so it'd be just fitting that she would get it, with her to upgrade her machine. I just had lunch and I'm loopy. Okay, so what do I want to do first? Get over here at the machine and switch to the wireless mic. Okay, we doing good there? Looks like it. Now let me go ahead and actually listen. I just realized I never did stop my preview, and I never listened to it over there. So I'm gonna get over there, get the door off, and I'm going to put her old CPU cooler in there. Now that I finally figured out that it probably never was that, it probably wasn't making a bit of noise. It's just that darn thing fooled me. That CPU, I can't say GPU, the video card fan fooled me, I'm pretty sure. And that was the only source of noise the whole time, that horrible whining. So I always have to put the door back on because it's got that fan in it. I can't do a good test without that fan hooked up. But it ran an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes, just fine, no noise. Standing up, well, I had it laying over some of the, at the beginning and at the end, I laid it over towards the end just to look at it. Got to be careful with that little fan connector. It's easy to come loose. But what I want to do is try and see if I can get this. I think that might be just about right. I'll do the split screen with the close-up and the far away. Let's see, endoscope and 2. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I just need to align it a little more. Makes it more off instead of more on. Okay, what can I do about that? There. Now, if I can work without bumping into it too much, I think that'll be okay. I showed, the last time I showed the clips and all that in detail, so no need to do that again. And I'm trying to think of which
what screwdriver I want to use to do this with. Let's see. Yeah, and since I'm doing all that, I am going to make sure and touch the case before and make sure I don't get any static there. I can get static discharges off this carpet. Tell you one thing, whenever of course now I'm in the way of the far away camera with my big head, so well, that's harder to get off than I expected it to be. Maybe if I push down on it a little bit on the whole thing. And you got to be careful because it's got a shock mount and you don't want to break that. I had it on and off. You don't want to, I'm not prying against anything, I'm just trying to use my screwdriver to lift that out away from it. Because I don't want to, once it gets on there, it's on there better than I thought it was. Ow. I can't do it with my finger, it's too sharp. Well, it sure got on there good. I didn't think it was. It seemed like it was almost had a tendency to pop off the other day, and I was kind of worried. Wow. Okay, so it's secure. I think I said I had my doubts about how secure it was. It's secure. Now over here, I can at least see a little bit more of what I'm doing. There. Just had to get in the right place. And that's, even if it came off, it wouldn't come off there. Well, I don't know, when it heats up, it might let go, but the CPU paste is what's holding it now. And I don't want to overdo my pressure and mess anything up. That screwdriver in my pocket. The other one, I will say that this bouncy and very thin fan grill, it is pretty good about keeping your fingers out of it. I like that, but it's easy to get a hold of it, and it's not strong enough to hold anything by. There we go. Just gotta get your tongue on the right side of your mouth. Okay, now this, and I had trouble with this before, and there wasn't no good place to set that to where it wouldn't flip over and get everything dirty. Now, can I? It's not quite close enough of a view. I could get closer, but then I'd just be banging into that. Maybe I don't know, let's see. Maybe I need to, so that I can see my clip. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's on the bottom in my preview. Okay, because my camera's not oriented properly. So it's on the bottom in my preview, but the clip is, finger's not showing up in the picture yet over there. Oh, there we go. Oh, I was looking in the wrong place. There we go. So really, I need to move the camera a little bit, because I think I want to try and use it to help me get that loose. I think I do. If it'll stay where I want it. Now, it's still not really close enough. It's not hard to move it, but it's not easy either. Well, let's see. I'm gonna have to look. I have to get that clip loose. I think this long screwdriver is not gonna work. I can't get it on there and then move it any. I have a short one. There we go. Now, I don't remember for sure. Actually, I think I did need my needle nose. I think it's pretty tight, the connector itself. Let's try that. Maybe it'll help me. The thing is, it's over to my right really far. It's not behind me the way I'm standing, but it's way, I can get down that close. That's probably too close. About right there. Oh, I can turn on the light if it'll ever stop moving. Yeah, see, once you stick it way down there like that, then you've got, actually I don't need the light. Okay, good. Just get more reflections. That does give me a pretty good view. That gives you a decent view, doesn't it? So it's tight in this thing. It's hard to get. There. And if you don't, be careful, you'll break. That stuff is, you could pull, it'd be easy to break that connector out of that motherboard if you wasn't careful. Because those things hold better than you think they will, if you've not messed with them much. If you look at them all, or if you're kind of used to, I don't know, I guess I was always used to plastic. I was used to plastic connectors in cars, and well, they don't break as easy, that's for sure. They don't, I mean, they don't pull, unless they're old and cracked, but I mean, they wouldn't pull off of their spot. Well, there's not, the cars I had didn't have no motherboard. They didn't have no computer in them, but anyway, they had lots of plastic connectors. Okay, so this thing is nicely coated. Most of it is on the CPU. I may not have to add any more. That's kind of what I'm hoping. So I'm going to get this one. Oh, before I even do that, oh yeah, let's get it out of there. I'll set it down over here on the table and put this one in its spot. Let's go ahead and try and put, no, just set it down on it. Oh yeah, it clips on. This is the one it actually does fit. So yeah, the little plastic is actually made to fit, and it's kind of halfway stick on there. It's not a tight fit, but it does fit on there. Okay, now, just like new, better than new because it has more and better paste on it. That paste that was on there was basically dried up, if it ever was any moisture to it. And that's one paste doesn't work when it dries up. So, now, I used to be ambidextrous. I could write with my left. I still can, but not good. Normally I would use my right finger, index finger. But there's a lot on here. So I'm going to try to rub that stuff that squeezed off to the sides and towards the middle. And then if I do the same thing on here, I may not really, I mean, I had plenty on there. So, go ahead and spread it out some. Let's see if I can get that. Well, there's a bunch hanging off that side. I don't know if I don't think I do need to add any now that yeah, there's a lot. And I definitely don't want to short it, but there's no point in wasting this stuff either. If you got so much that it's hanging off the sides, you're not, put the excess over there on the heat sink. You're not doing yourself any good. You're just wasting, that stuff is, even at $2 a tube, that's not, to me, that's not cheap. I mean, most of it's $5 and $7 a tube, and I think that's ridiculous. A little bit of grease. I kind of wonder if you could just use, this stuff I think is probably a whole lot, I think it's, pretty sure it's petroleum, I don't know, I didn't really look it up, but I think it's petroleum base, and probably a lot like Vaseline. It doesn't have a smell to it though. Not really any kind of smell. I'm sticking on my nose trying to smell of it. I didn't, but if I don't watch out, I will. But yeah, it says don't touch the paste on all those instructions. And I used to really heed that, and I thought the paste, first I thought, well, why is it really that particular about, you know, getting any dust or skin oil or something contaminating it? And then I thought, you know what after years of, you know, working on computers, I was like, well, you know what they go through? What they go through, that ain't it. I mean, you don't want no dirt in there or anything, but it would keep it, anything like a piece of, even sand, you know, that would keep it from contacting well and transferring heat well. And you wouldn't want anything that would dilute this stuff, you know, like probably a bunch of skin oil would be bad. But let me fold this back the other way so I can get it out. I got it under my fingernail, that bugs me. But it's gray. I got a mixture of gray and white, if you're wondering about that. My old little package I had, I made it last for years. It was just a little $1 package, little plastic bag thing that you squeeze it out of. This is my first actual tube of it that I've got, and it's down. They're both down there in the bottom of the toolbox. But I don't think I need more. No, I don't. I mean, I don't want to cut it short, that's for sure, because it'll be together for a long time. And it makes me think maybe I should add just a little more, but do I really need to? I'm going to be, I don't want to waste it, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't know if I want to, I'm wondering if I could get the last, since I've kind of already got it all over me. Of course, I just cleaned my finger. But there's just littlest bit left in this here. And I may as well finish it up. And then I could throw that package away. I think I'll try it here because it's going to be really tricky to get it down there on that. This is probably the only spot where this little bit would be maybe enough. There we go. Watch out, I'll put it off of there and down on something else. But that actually lasted for quite a few years, and you know, I did desktops and laptops, and yeah, I think that's about it. Now I'll have, if more's better, too much is just right. There we go. I don't really know, I've lost my address there from the previous. Now I've got it on my finger. I didn't want to do this finger because this one with the cuts, and I just got through putting some medicine on it. Let's see. Guess I can do this finger. I don't want to waste, if I can keep from it, I want to put it on there, not just on the rag. Okay. That's about the best I can do. Now, yeah, that was all right. That was the last of it. But my tube, I only used it once, and it comes out quicker than you expect it to, so that's how come I ended up with so much. I had so much that it was squeezing off the sides the first time. I mean, the last time I put that other one on there, that other cooler on there. Okay. Getting that up from under my fingernail again. Dadgummit. If I drop this on here, I'll wipe it off. Okay. Yeah, this stuff doesn't bother your skin, any that I can tell. And this one, hope I don't have to take it back off. I hope it's not the one, it doesn't make noise. But, oh. That's going to be too close. I won't be able to go a little higher. Let's see. Put it where's that connector at? Yeah, I'll leave it to where you can see that connector a little bit. I'll probably have to go back down again. Anyway, once I want to plug it in right now, dummy. Okay, yeah. When I put it on there, that's the way, you can't really twist it the other way because the wire's not really long enough. And I think it makes the, oh yeah, the wire's not really long enough to put this where you can get to it easy. So what I'm trying to say, this has got a lockdown on it. Yeah, that's why I've always had to put it on like that. Okay. So let's see if I can get that on there. This one is a 3-pin. I think that other one, yeah, that other one was a 4-pin. I didn't ever go into BIOS and see if it had more information. I forgot. Oh well. Is that it? I think so. That one doesn't clip when it goes on. I think I'll set it in its place and then Oh, no, then I'll have, yeah, go ahead. If I have to pick it up again, that's all right. Let's see. Which way is the way that clips it down? Like that. Okay. Wait. I really don't understand that. Oh. Like that. Okay. But I will, before I clip it down, let me get this back down in there and look. Where'd it go? There it is. I think I do need a little light this time. Oh. Go a little closer. This is actually made for close-ups. There. Let me just go to the... I can't, it's too small where I have to stand to do anything. I'm just going to make it bigger where I can see it. Yeah, I believe it is on there good, isn't it? Still. If you got it on there backwards, you might you might ruin your motherboard. You definitely don't want to. And I can't see nothing. Let's see. Yeah, there's no, I didn't get it on there backwards or anything. I guess I'll try my, actually can't get the magnifying glass down there anyway. Or can I? Oh, now right there I can see it. Okay, yeah, it's good. Sometimes that camera is actually better than the magnifying glass, but in this case it's not. It's hard to get it to stay in the place where you want it, because you got to fight this big old cable that it's on. That's why I kind of hesitate to move around a lot, especially in the video. But, okay, now it's on there. Now we got to get it hooked up. It's my, I think that side might be clipped. Nope, it wasn't. Is this side going down to it? I can't remember which one. I think you got to get the one with the big. There, maybe it doesn't matter. The one with the big clip. I can't remember which one is best to get on there first. Sometimes it matters with one of these kind. Oh, that's not going to go. I was going to try to drop that leaf on the table because it's in my way and I can't get close to where I'd like to stand. It makes my back get in a real twist to try to reach over to it. Okay, I think I have one of them on there now. I'm having to just do it by feel. Oh. Now, is that on there? Yeah, they're both on there now. Okay, now. That wire, I think you got to get it out of there before you, yeah, if you don't, it won't. Now, think so. Now this one moves. I guess it moves about the same as the other one. I just realized something. Oh no, I think you can get the memory in and out just with. See, I really want that memory stick in the slot, the first slot, so that if I add memory, of course, if I do add memory, I'll probably get the same size. But if you add memory and it's a different size, then you need the biggest one in the first slot. Most on a lot of machines, and it's just a good rule to go by, because on a lot of machines that if you put the smaller one in the first slot, it will only read that size of the second one. But if you put the bigger one in the first slot, then it'll read the full size of them together, totaled up. Not sure about this particular BIOS, but I don't want to take a chance. Okay, now let me get, I guess I'll just try my, since I wasn't really getting a lot of luck out of the, yeah, it's clipped. There we go, it's clipped. So the old analog spyglass still necessary, even with the newfangled technology of digital endoscopes. First time I ever saw one of those, I was sticking it up my nose to see what if I had any problems up in there. Allergy doctor. So that's what an endoscope. First time I ever saw one, I don't know what they were. I'm sure they used them for industrial applications. They used to be really, really expensive. I got them for $10. And I was, they give you a local, you know, number so it wouldn't hurt, and let you watch it on the video screen while it's doing it. And it was gross, but I thought it was super interesting. I never saw that up in my nose before. I mean, they went way up into the sinus cavity, you know, looking for polyps. Well, I had polyps. They knew that already because you could see them, but one doctor wanted to cut them out, and my mama, she told me, he's a cutting doctor, don't go get another opinion. And I did. I went to another one, and he what did he do? He did something. He didn't tell me what he was going to do. He just leaned back. He said, okay, going to lean back the chair, and he started working. I didn't know what he was going to do. I said, wait, what are you doing? Anyway, oh, he gave me shots. He did something, but anyway, I didn't need no operation. And of course, it didn't completely go away, but I did get a lot better. They get bigger and smaller, you know, over the years. But then later on, a few years later, the doctor that stuck that thing in my nose, that endoscope, he was another allergy doctor I went to. Back in those days, I had a good job and good insurance. I could do that stuff. Could go to those doctors and all that stuff when I needed to. Let's see. I'm going to leave it just like that and turn it on. Let's see. Well, we'll put the door. I want to be able to hear it good this time before. So I think I'll turn it on with the door off, and then I'll shut it down and then do the door again. That's what I'll do. So put this back in the box. Put that tube of stuff away so that I don't set something on it and break it or something. Okay, yeah, last time I went ahead and put the door on, but I didn't have a factor of another, you know, that I knew there was only one fan that could possibly make noise at that point. Okay, now, I don't think this one makes noise, but, you know, it's always possible that they were both making noise. So I want to know. Now, if the one that I need to get my magnifying glass so I can look at those pins again. I'd really, when all your stuff is not in good repair, then when you're trying to do a repair, you may end up having to repair your tools, basically. These are basically tools. This KVM switch is kind of a tool. It's the way I use it anyway. This is the one that I've always moved the most, you know, moved to one machine to the other the most. And it's got one broken pin that's gone, and then another one that's just flopping in the breeze, but I don't want to pull it out because I don't know, it still may be making a connection, and it might not have any usable video without it. I don't know what pin I don't know what it does. I don't even know how to get a schematic or anything. It could be the power pin. I don't think so, or then I would be noticing it, I think. But it's probably one of the color pins. Yeah, this one, can I show that? I might be able to. Maybe if I do this. Give me a little slack here. Okay, now. This is what kind of situation we're in. It is very, very close, but not, actually it is touching, isn't it? Yeah. But it never, okay, I was always worried about the memory getting shorted out, but that's been that way for years and it never did short it out. So I'm evidently figured it all out when I put the machine together, because I know I knew about it. And I guess I realized it couldn't touch anything that would short it out. It sure looks like it's a possibility. Where is it? There we go. Oh, I guess there's no solder joints that high on the board, I think is what it is. I think I can kind of see that. Yeah, that's what it is. All the solder joints are below that spot. On that one. Now the other one, I think that would have been a different case, I think. So anyway. Now we'll turn it on. We'll be able to see it spin. Oh, I forgot that I wasn't on the dual view. Let's get back on there. Okay, now I've got the VGA. I was telling all about that. Got it hooked up. Now let me get the power. I always go ahead and hook up the Ethernet too, just in case I need it. But I also am afraid I'll break the pin off of. It's really hard to, so I'm always covering it with tape. It's really hard to replace those. I replaced a couple. I think I bought 12 of them one time of these ends. And it's so bad. This was years, it's been years since I replaced one, and I couldn't see back then. I had to do it under, magnifying glass, and that's stuck to itself, I think. It got sticky to sticky evidently. Normally it comes off real good. End up breaking the, be careful. Oh, good. Well, that piece of tape may have already be used up. The one that I was using, I use them until they quit working, and the one that I was using finally lost all its sticky, and it just fell off into the floor this morning, or last night when I was putting it away. I had to get another one there. But yeah, those break so easy. And I had one cable, I still have it, that had a real tough looking and a cover to protect the clip. Well, the clip didn't break off, but the wire, the insulation broke on one of them. I had two of them, and then eventually the wires broke inside the smaller wires broke inside their insulation. And I did put an end on it, and then actually I think I put an end on one end, and now the other end, the clip is actually broke. The actual, it's a rubbery type connector, and it actually broke, and it'll twist now. So it's only a matter of time till it just completely breaks. It still works, and as long as you're careful with it, it's in the laptop, and it's right there where I can see it good. But on this other laptop, it stays real good. On this one, it'll come out when you move the laptop. Okay, switch to the KVM, and boot it up. Laptop went to sleep just when I was thinking, hey, maybe I should. That was the only way I can know for sure what I'm showing. Okay. Didn't come on yet. do something. Wait a minute. Did I get that? I didn't get that on there wrong. I looked and looked and looked. Let me get my magnifying glass. I mean, it may have a protection circuit so that if you put something on wrong. No? Maybe the... Hitting the wrong button. The buttons are in reverse order. One's bigger and one's smaller, but the reset button is usually on the bottom on most machines, but it's on the top on this one. For some reason, I always see it first. Even see, it's laying on its side, so it shouldn't matter. I should just go for the bigger button, right? But well, it still matters. So I was hitting the reset button. Yeah, most machines have a really big power button on top, and then down below is the reset button. This one has a medium, rather large reset button, and then an even bigger power button below it, with lights in between. And I never have been able to remember that. It just doesn't register in my head right. Okay, so it's booting up, and it's quiet. Perfectly quiet. I didn't have the door off before. I was thinking it couldn't be quieter than the other fan, but I didn't have the door off, so I don't know. Let me put my mic down here. Down here on the machine. I'm sure you can hear them now. That's the video card fan. The cable's away, and that's the old CPU fan, and there's the big fan in the back. And of course, the door's not on there. I won't go to all the vents up on the outside right now because until after I put the door on there. But I keep forgetting when I stick that mic up by the fans, you probably don't hear a word I'm saying. I'm so used to this. I've gotten really, really used to this lapel mic, and you know, it doesn't matter which way I turn my head or anything, you can always hear me, and at a pretty even volume. But when you take it off and still put it in other places, that's a whole different thing. So I'll get it booted up. Well, I'm going to shut it right back down. I shouldn't even logged in. I want to run it for a little bit, though. Well, I would rather run it with the door on it and standing up like normal. So everything seems fine. And I'm just going to shut it right back down and put the door on it. Okay. Because that's when I want to run it. Got 37 updates. Wait. All right. I will have to move this this camera until I get that hooked up. And means switching back. Of course, I could just leave it like that, but I don't want to show the. Shouldn't have moved it yet. I don't want to show the bed for 5 minutes, so I'll do that. Okay, now I never did actually listen to my preview, did I? I turned it on, but reloaded it, but I didn't listen to it. So let's see.
Never did actually.
Okay. I'd have a drink of water. Just kind of make sure all the cables look good. Yeah, that's the only way. It's the hardest way to get the clip on. It's not impossible once you kind of figure out where to put your hands and all. Now these SATAs, the yellow one has a clip that keeps it in there pretty good, but the red one can come out on you, especially off the motherboards. You got to watch it. And of course, got the old hard drive, the new hard drive, and I didn't have any more SATA connectors, so I had to leave the DVD on the hook until I get it back to normal. But I plan on doing all my backing up and copying and all that stuff with that, with her old hard drive, from and to her old hard drive with it in there. And then now, okay. this is the one that will really get a hold of that cable if you don't want to. Let's see, this fan will. So there we go. So I'll get it up and running a while, and once I feel satisfied that it's, just realized something, I don't think I'm going to need the endoscope. Won't be able to use it. Can't put it back on there except for to look through the case door. Not really much point in that. Turn that light out. No sense in it sitting there being drawing voltage to run that light and getting really hot for nothing. Okay, this time I'm going to stand it up before I turn it on. I didn't remember to unplug that. I think I'll turn it off while I'm standing it up, and then guess I don't need my prop. I'm using my multimeter to prop up the see, put this brand new CPU cooler in the box that it came in. Okay. Now, see about standing you up. Okay. Everything's hooked up. I'm going to turn my laptop so that I can see it good. I have to watch out because when I turn it in this rack tray, this one has all the plugs. The Dell 6000 has the plugs, most of them, all of them on the back, and they get hung on that tray. The 1525 has them all on the far left, and they don't. So you can move it back and forth without any trouble. Okay, now, I don't have, yeah, that's just the top of the machine. I could move that camera, but, well, I could do this. I'll use the stick. I can unplug it and take it off. And looky there. Hello. I can use the stick. Okay, so just for a while, just till I get, because it's quick. Okay, now I have to see what it's like doing this. I didn't do a test. I did a test, but I didn't look at it yet. Haven't done it on live. Okay, I need to switch my KVM switch. I haven't used it this way in the live video. See, I can show the monitor. Got to switch hands. With it standing up, it is kind of pretty convenient to hit the right switch, though. But let's see. Of course, it's right in my eye shop. That's where it has to be to show the monitor. Yeah, that's why I never can get a good shot. It needs to be in front of my face to get a good shot of the monitor. And if I could do 1080p, then you can actually read it. It's not fantastic, not like a 4K camera or something, but still okay. But I can't hold still. Breathing even just breathing moves it. At least it was. For some reason, when I had it in my left hand, breathing made it move a lot. I don't know why. I have my elbows on the arms of the chair. I'm breathing a little deep because I'm up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, I know, I'm old and tired. But, there we go, login screen. Now I can't type though. Let's see. What I was thinking is I can go ahead and get KRFB up and running. And then I can go to remote desktop. Then I can just click this back over there in the thing. I mean, I could re-aim it, but I could at least re-aim. Well, I may want to be on the table again in no time, though. It's got 37 updates, keeps popping up. No reason why I can't do those now, but first let's just get remote desktop up and going. Still haven't set up that password thing either. Okay, now should be able to go log in on my machine. How am I going to do this? I go to my machine. Okay, so you get to see what I'm talking about all the time. A KVM, KVM, KVM. There it is. All right, now there we go. That's what it takes to switch it. Not a lot, but let's see. There we go. Oh, I'm on the remote desktop now. So I need this, and I've already switched, so I'm gonna go put this camera back on the. I need to get it plugged in so that it doesn't run down, and I don't want to sit there and hold it. Okay. I think I'm gonna see what it would be like to tilt it up at aimed at me or something. I don't know if that's worth doing it. Nah. Next thing I know, I'll be wanting to see the trying to see what holds it the best. There we go. You do have to kind of. I'm probably gonna. Originally, I had some of those rubber bands kind of pull around the end of that to kind of keep it from leaning as far out of the. It'll tend to get out of it, but it gets pretty crooked in the clip. But I added about 3 or 4 more rubber bands and it got tighter. But you don't have to have it, but I'm afraid if I bump it just the tiniest bit, it'll come flying off of there. And I don't want to hurt the camera, the phone, the camera. Okay, now I had my laptop where it would be out of the way. And so I had it over there. Let's go ahead and switch mics. I had it over there, not where I could see it good, it wasn't pointed towards me. Let's see. Yeah, switch mics.
Okay, back on the good mic, the SM58. You've heard of the good wife? Well, this is the good mic. Microphone, not person. Okay, now. Okay, sorry. I'm not situated. Glasses were. Actually, I moved around just enough in this 78.3 degree room to make a little grease come up on my nose. My glasses were kind of sliding around. I'm still not going to clean them because it's too much. It takes too long, but at least had to wipe my face a little bit. Alright, I'm going to check my stream again. Is it playing? No, it's not playing. It must be paused. Because it's showing what I did a while ago. And once I get it loaded. Now what I'll do is, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start those updates while I'm waiting there. Let's go ahead and go full screen now. Yeah, it looks better. That's a good thing to make it work a little harder. I need to figure out, that's one thing I want to do. Before I give it back to her, I don't know if I'm going to start over again if I get that processor I was looking at. But before I give it back to her, check all, apply. Now I'm getting the hang of doing the updates in this Dragora. what a weird name for application. And they like to have funny names, clever names. I like the ones that are clever and they relate to something. Either, well, a lot of them are games and stuff, but usually that's only for games. But a lot of them relate to something in computer pop culture or, you know, stuff like that. And some of them I actually get it, you know. That's when I kind of get a kick out of it. I can't remember. I got to go get that password. I just realized a minute ago I don't have any of them out. The ones I need. Okay. My finger sure is sore. I think I've been putting antibiotic on whenever. I mean, I wash my hands all the time. I have to. And so that's why my fingers are always so dry and cracked, my hands and fingers. They'll crack wide open and bleed, you know, and they get pretty sore sometimes. So anyway, this one the smaller cut on my index finger, it's feeling like that, like those splits usually feel. So it must be a little bit. It looks red. It's a little bit infected. The other one that had the bigger chunk out, it's actually a lot better shape. But also, I didn't know. You know, I think I didn't know until that night that I even had a cut. Later on that night, that I had a cut on that finger. I just knew about the one on my other finger, my boner finger. And you know, when you want to shoot the bone, that finger. Which I never do, of course. But and I've been putting antibiotic on. I'll put it on there every couple of hours because I always wash it off and rub it off working on stuff. Try not to get so much on there that I rub it on everything I touch, you know. But it's doing the updates already. I didn't realize I clicked go. So one thing I've learned when they're cracking from being dry, as long as they're not if they're already kind of on the way to healing up, but they're still hurting and they're infected a little bit, you can use, I use Carmex on my lips. It's really good for healing up chapped and dry lips. Well, it'll work on cuts like that. So I've been thinking maybe I was trying to look at it and see, well, is it to that point to where if you put it on too early, it will actually kind of make it inflame and be worse. I got 2 cuts there. Just now realized that. Oh, I think they're both cuts. I was going to say maybe one of them's a dry crack, but no, they're both cuts. I guess I got hit by that blade twice on that finger, and once on the other, all in 1 millisecond. Not even a millisecond, just the instant I touched it. I think those updates are done. Okay, so yeah, now all I can think about now is, okay, how am I as far as I really need to go on this particular operating system? Because do I really want to go buy that new processor and new memory and really make this thing a fast machine again? The good thing about it is it would last you for years like that, you know. But we also don't, you know, we don't want to spend, let's see, 100 and something, 115 for the processor, with probably be even more tax than that, if there is tax. And then wouldn't be any shipping. And then the memory, I think it's going to be around $75. Maybe I can get lucky and get it for, $65 or something for 8 gig of memory. But so I can't think. I used to could add things like that up in my head, but I can't right this minute. Come on, calculator. There we go. So 115 plus, did you beat me to it? 190. Around $200. That's still, you can't forget it. That's a way, I mean, you don't want to spend so much that you could just go buy another machine. Now, laptop don't count because they're not anything close to the power of a 6 or 8 core desktop. You really can't only find, I don't know if they even make 6 core laptops. It's crazy. They do make eight core tablets. I bought Mom one for Christmas, and no, it's not power of a desktop or anything, but it's the fastest tablet I've ever seen. It is an ARM processor, an 8-core ARM processor, a real 8-core, and it has 4 gig of RAM. Pretty cool tablet, 10-inch. But I don't like I don't like touch screens. I don't like. I'm fine with the undercore, the Linux, core of Android. I like that, but I don't like the shareware type setup that the software is on, and I don't. It's just so different than Linux or even Windows either. But it really reminds me of Windows with all the ads and crap. Well, Windows didn't have ads. Well, they did have ads. They had nag screens and all that stuff, but it's even 10 times worse. So with all the cool things you can do with phones, for one thing, my phones are way too small for me to see to work on them, and I have got set up TeamViewer on them, and there's one called something about my phone Explorer that you can do remote phone top with them, but they with their their underspeeded Wi-Fi cards, they just can't. And actually, that My Phone Explorer, you can use it through USB, but at least you can transfer files that way. I don't know if you can do the remote desktop through there, but yeah, I think you can. I forgot about that. That's why I kept using it. But on Wi-Fi, it's not usable. TeamViewer it used to be for 30 minutes to an hour. Now it lasts like 5 minutes before it gets unusable. It's the same phones and faster routers. I don't know what the deal is with that. But let's go on to the internet here for a minute. All I'm wanting to do is see if this thing's going to make noise, and most of all, and I can hear it running. Oh, let's go over there and check it out on the mic, and I'll just leave it running. I'll put it on YouTube because that's the one that go to my channel and let it just sit there, and that'll start using up some resources, make it work. And I won't play a video just yet. I'll just get it on YouTube. Oh, I just saw my own. I guess because this machine has been going to. She does have a Google account, but she doesn't have a YouTube set up. But yeah, the first recommended video is my live stream, and then there's probably one I've been to, live trains driving out in the country. It's really cool. Police respond to active shooter. Oh no. That's not something that she doesn't get on YouTube really, so well, they do use it. Let's see. I think maybe I have her account set up on the DVD player in the living room, so that may be, I don't know. I think I didn't set it to log in. Okay, of course that won't play, but there's one of my older videos right there. Doesn't matter which one. Let's see. Trying to figure out which one it is. It's one of the ones. Oh, I saw I had my head down listening. Okay, it's one of the earlier ones when I was trying to figure out the sound problems. I got to go back to my machine to switch views, scenes, cameras, and mics. I'm going to switch mics so I can get over there and show you how loud it is or how loud it's not. Oh. I was on my machine, and I'm in full screen remote desktop. I knew that. Guess I didn't. Well, that's good. Okay, so I guess I'll switch to that, even though all I can see is the top of that. There's really not any other good. Yeah, at least I'll be over there at it. Okay, now switch mics. Okay, that's both of them, right?
Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's time to cough because I'm on the mic. That's the loud, picks it up the best. Let's see, but I do want to. Sorry. I don't know why on the laptop I can't ever find the reload button. I've got all the browsers set up, everything in the same place, But I look and look. I keep wanting to look on the right side, and I don't ever put it on the right side. Okay. There we go. Now, get over here and okay, it's not making a bad noise, but I do. Let me take this and put it over there. It's a kind of a, sort of a rattly sound out of that vent where I was always hearing the CPU fan. I mean, the video card fan. There it is right there. Okay, now let's get on the back. Let's go around the side first, see what the door side sounds like. It's about the same as usual. Okay, now I'll go around to the back. Okay, that's the power supply. The big fan. I always forget the size of that. The centimeters or whatever. That's the vent down on the bottom. Yeah, it just sounds like it's pretty much. I think it has a different. I think that it's maybe a. It's still the normal, just droning fan noise, like low tones, not too aggravating. So that's good. But I do think it may be a little louder, or have maybe the tiniest bit of a rattle to it that it didn't have with the other CPU fan. But I do think that as long as there's nothing wrong with that CPU fan, then that's the one I'm going to leave in there because I don't have to worry about the memory. I mean, you can take that memory stick. I forgot to. I was going to swap it while the CPU was out, but I don't have to. That other one, you can't add or remove a memory with that CPU cooler on there with that heat sink. It's in the way too much. You could not get it out. No way. So you have to take it off every time you want to do anything with the memory. And for me, that could be a real pain in the butt because I'm liable to. Even I don't care if it's once in 2 years. That bugs me. So, that might, I might want to get another memory stick for it, even if I don't upgrade the processor, just to give it a little more juice, a little more oomph. Because memory from that kind of memory, DDR2, is a lot cheaper now than it used to be. So I actually could just get 2 4-gig sticks and bring it up to 8 gig, even though it isn't only a 2-core processor. That would make a big difference, in how it ran. It's another possibility. But yeah, I'm going to just let it run, and let's go back to the desktop.
Left them both muted for a second because I had drainage to deal with. Okay, so what I'm talking about here, I think I'll just, while I'm trying to kind of run this machine, and I don't want to just start, I don't want to start working on the software right now, since it's not that it would harm anything. It's just that I'm going to figure out if my ideas about when I saw that processor price going back down, it reopened my thoughts about getting one. I thought I had pretty well decided. Well, I decided to go ahead and I had decided to go ahead and let's see. I forgot I had left that on YouTube to try to. I don't think there's any sense in doing that anymore. Oh yeah. Stress testing, that was one thing. Well, I was thinking I would. I don't really know what more I could do besides what I've already done. So I think I will close that browser over there and not have anything extra running on it right now. Just let it run. Okay. And I'll just go ahead and close the remote desktop because it just, no sense in wasting bandwidth on the network. for nothing. And so I'll go ahead and get on just on my machine. I guess I could no. It'd be hard to find it. This is all in my wish list, and it's real quick to get to it in here. So go to Amazon. I hate when you got you got it sore on you cut on the end, you cut heat on the end of your finger, and you're typing. I always hate that. All right, wish list. Let's see. Actually, I think I have put all those in my watch list. Yeah, I did. There's some memory though. You know, they took something out of here and man, I hate that. They used to have a little place over here. Now this one I always thought was a search, but it's not. It's an idea list. But used to, you could go over here and click in another blank spot and search among your wish list, and I used that all the time. And it evidently is completely gone. I can't find it. Unless you can do it from down here or something. And I don't think so. You can't do it from the main search bar. So put it back, Amazon. Dang, that was a cool feature. Why'd you take it out? Okay. And get rid, that's fine, but it doesn't need to be at the top. That's where your search for the wish list should be, right above the wish list. Your search for ideas and junk should be like the third thing. It should be the in this menu right here where your other wish lists are. Your idea list. If you want to add an idea to the list, whatever it says. Stuff I want to know. Oh, that's what I put in there. Save an idea for shop it later. Well, put it over here. That's where it belongs. And then put your search and put that search back and put it right there. That's what I want. All right? Okay. I'm sure you're thrilled. Then you'll never know that I said that. All right. So where'd the memory go? It was down there. There's one other thing I can do. Now that they've changed the way this works, if you keep paging down, if you try to just smoothly page down, it'll jump and jerk on you. See, it'll do that. But you can keep hitting end until you get to the very end of that list on the keyboard. At least I think you can. I could before. It seems like it doesn't want to work. Okay, maybe if I click on the page, it'll do it. There, that's what it was. You got to click on the page instead of having your cursor left over there on the blue bar, the drag bar, whatever, page bar. Keep doing it until it quits blinking at you as much. I know I'm kind of aggravated with this whole thing. I just don't like when pages don't navigate well. Okay, so now it should be to the end. Yeah, that's the last. It at least tells you end of list. Okay, now I can start searching with the find function in Firefox. And I have to be able to memory kit. There's 1, 2, 4 gigabytes. That's 8 gigabyte. Okay. That's why it's in my wish list, because it's something I really thought I wanted. I think I should probably put it over there in the shop and compare, because that's all those parts I have are over there now. Okay. That 4 gigabytes. That's DDR2. Oh, okay. DDR2. And let's put it over. I try to put the things that I'm just somewhat interested in that shop and compare, and things that I really think I would like to buy over here. It's went down. Well, they say, what is it? It's $20. They say it dropped 40% from $33.49. No, it was $21.49 when I put it in there. It dropped $1.49 since I saw it. That's what I'm saying. That's completely and utterly just outright deceptive. I hate that. I used to trust that and depend on it. That's why it pisses me off. Okay, so that other is, this is what if I was going to get DDR2 memory for this, that's what I would get. $21 for 8 gig. I just want to get it right now. I've forgotten about that. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, DDR2. It's fast enough. Well, it's PC5300, but that's fine. We're just daily computer use. I would never notice it. I'm gonna save that. I don't know if I've ever put that in put it somewhere in here. I'll put it in Amazon. a lot of times I get real organized about it, and I put all the cool stuff I find in like computer parts folder, computer memory, computer CPUs, and all that. But it takes my bookmarks respond so slowly because I have too many of them. So it's getting really hard to do, and I don't want to give them up because I use them so much. Okay, so I bought I think four or more sticks, more than that, because I have 2 gig that I bought from them on my IBM server. Never had a problem with it. It's been in there at least a year now. My Blue FIC has 2 gig in it. What else? Another machine, it has 2 gig in it. And I don't run them all the time, but there's, I just run them here and there. I bought a stick for that Acer laptop. I think I maxed it out on its memory. What else? I'm not sure, but this memory, it's like the bargain bin memory, but it's good stuff. It's just as good as anything. I think it's better than, I'll tell you one thing. I bought a Tiger Direct kit with Patriot memory, and it came with 1 good stick and 1 bad stick, and I had to send it back and get another stick. It was warranted and all that, but man, it was brand new memory that's bad. I was building a computer for somebody. So that took another 2 weeks. Having to try it. I was trying to continue the build with half of the memory that it needed to run good, Man, that made me mad. So I would never buy Patriot memory again. That just came with the deal, But this right here, let's see, 4 gigabytes. That'd give you 8 gigabytes. That'd be what I'd want. Can't type. There. That way I'll know that I'm not talking about the upgrade because if I'm going to go to 6, well, actually I think the 6-core can use DDR2, but the 8-core has to have DDR3 if I remember right. It may depend on exactly which 6-core you get processor. I'd have to look in that compatibility list, the memory compatibility list for that machine. But if you go to their, let's see, here's what I'll do. I'm going to do that in the search and then look for DDR3. It's set already in electronics, but that may work. Okay, it does. They do have it. They do have it. Let's see. Well, why is it in there in more than one time? They must have lots of pages advertising it. And then you can pay $1,000. Well, what in the world kind of memory is that? Must be really fast. Let's see. That's, PC 5300. Where is it? PC 85. Oh, yeah, it's not going to be 5300. Well, these are all different pages, but this one has the most reviews. Let's see. Those are all the same. Oh, different pins. 204 pin. No, wait. Have to make sure you get the right amount of pins. Yeah, okay. These are all the same. I think this is, you definitely don't want to get like server memory. I think they sell memory for just about everything. So one time I got looking at some and it turned out it was server memory. Oh, not add to cart. Got it. Go to the cart. Let's see. Yeah, go to the cart. And save for later. And then I'll be able to move it to a wish list. Save and compare. That's what I wanted in the first place. All right. Let's see. Close that page now. Oh, I closed the wrong thing. What is my problem here? I'm trying to go fast because I know I'm making a video. Recently closed tabs. Let's go there. There. This is what I was trying to get back to. I wanted to see. I think you can switch to like more, but the most that motherboard will support, that AS Rock motherboard will support, is You know, I don't know how much this one will support. I have to check that because it might not support 8 gigabyte of memory. That is something I should know before I better go back and make another note on that shortcut I put in there. Let's put this. Just say that. Now, see, it's got 77% 5 stars and 15% 1 star. Cause seemingly endless freezing followed by reboot on my 27 something iMac. Okay. Says that stopped working. That must be a bug. It's not working. It's a Mac. It's Mac people. It's 2 in a row. That must be a bug. Okay, they used to do better, but now they're doing worse. They say they refurbish computers. That's something that usually is something worth checking into. That right there, with people that you got to watch out. Some people say, "Oh, I'll rebuild computers," and they're just like somebody like me that thinks they know it all. I don't think I know it all. I think it's kind of obvious. I'm pretty painfully honest about my screw up. Uh-oh, that's no good. Well, maybe the quality is going down. That doesn't look good. I didn't have any problem whatsoever with mine. But they do have. It's kind of weird. I don't remember, but they have something like. Well, okay, you're buying it on Amazon, but I think you're buying it from them. But if you don't buy it from them, you buy it from somebody else, and they won't honor the warranty. I think might be a lifetime warranty. I don't remember. Where is that? Lifetime warranty, yeah. But there's just some notes, and they're like, they won't honor it if you don't get it through authorized seller or something. Well, this is them selling it on Amazon, so they should be good, There you go. There you can read all their stuff. But this is one bargain thing that's actually a good bargain, I think. Obviously, there is some quality problems there. Now, a while ago, I was really trying to figure things out. I'm kind of hesitating about putting those in that other list because I think I'll never find them again. But this one, I bought for the IBM for $13. Oh, wait. I think it was $13, and then I ended up buying it when it had gone up to $15. That's what it looks like I'm saying. I guess so. I was trying to abbreviate it because I didn't think I had much room. Yeah, I bought different speeds. I bought the fastest one that would go in that machine. And then, that's in my wish list, and really, it makes it, well, I mean, I might, other machines, I actually have some more machines that could use some of this memory, so I'll leave it in there. I'm more likely to, I think I'm more like, the ones in here I've either bought or I really want. There's another one, and I don't know if I bought any of that. Oh, is that DDR2 again? Yeah. Well, that's 2 1 gigabytes. That's only $11 for 2 gigabytes. So that's why I went in and bought some for that laptop, even though I didn't have a hard drive for it. Oh, memory. Yeah. There's that one. There's that one. What's this? Crucial. This used to be a good deal, but it went up. It was $33.52 for 2 gigabytes, so that's 4 gigabytes of Crucial. It says it's Crucial. My friend, the one that Jeff that been giving me these old computers, he bought some for one of his computers. He said it was good stuff and it worked great. And I had read something on one of the reviews saying this is counterfeit. This is not real Crucial, but but it works. So, and Jeff said, oh, it's great. I don't know. It could be counterfeit, but if it was, I would think after I added it in 2012, and it still hasn't been taken off of here. So I think it probably really, I'm going to say it is crucial memory, or they'd have made them take it down quick by now, I would think. Unless they just can't keep up with, there's just no point. Now, I think that's what I bought for the laptop I was talking about. $21 for 4 gigabytes. I didn't buy that much. Did I? Maybe. Okay, so that's what I've got in there. Now let's go to the whole point. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so what did I say? Oh, DDR3. How did that turn into all caps when I did that? When I hit something on the keyboard, I hit the wrong thing evidently. It turned my search words into all caps. I didn't know that was possible. Save and compare. Let's see. Okay, this one. Computer Bay, DDR3, okay. And then there's that Corsair Vengeance. Now that is, I wouldn't buy that. I'd just buy the Computer Bay for $30 instead of $70 for the same amount of memory. And that stuff's made overseas too. I don't care what brand it is. It's going to be made somewhere overseas, and some. And there you'll see. I don't care what brand it is. You get to dig into the reviews. You'll see pictures of faulty stuff, DOA stuff, everything. So you just gotta, find the ones with the best record overall. And of course, the really hard thing with, like, say you buy a big brand name like Corsair, well, all the reviews are going to be about everything they sell Corsair. It may not, it probably won't even be memory anymore. Used to, they at least had, you wouldn't find a review about something other than memory on a memory page, but I've been seeing people complain about that. I don't like that being in caps. So, now it's not searching. What's going on? That's weird. It won't go up or down. Maybe if I reload the page, it'll straighten out. Oh, that doesn't say memory on there. It's just that I got it was the last thing I put in. But the other one that was Computer Bay, I guess I decided not to move it. So this is DDR3, but I do want that on the wish list because that's something I would really get. It's just that I was thinking about keeping it together with processors. Oh, first let's get this page all loaded up. Keep hitting get it on the white part. Click on the white area of the page and keep hitting in until it quits reloading. I mean, this is crazy that you got to go around the block back and forth just to see a whole page without it jumping and going nuts. And now if I search for AMD, we got that one. That's a 6 core. That would be okay, but it's okay. Now it's $78. I think it was, well, it was $98 probably last week before when I was looking at them. It's not in the compatibility list, but if I'm going to spend $80, why not go ahead and spend 110 or so, 111, 12, 112 bucks? I wish it was 109 or less. Then I'd be jumping at the bits. Well, there's one that's cheaper than that though. This one, oh, that's yeah. Now that's just a few more bucks, and that's the 8350. That's the one I've always wanted. Wouldn't be for me after all, but so that's my next test. I'm going to go ahead and do then. I have not done it because I kept thinking. I kept thinking I should do it, but I just thought I don't want to do that. I want to get Mom's. I want to find out if Mom's machine is going to need upgrading. So the best way I finally decided, the only way I'm going to know for sure, is to put Fedora 27 on it and see how it runs. Because I tried it out in the USB stick, but I know from doing that before that they actually run faster off the USB stick than they do off the hard drive, or they used to, especially with IDE hard drives. This one, I couldn't swear to it. It seemed. Actually, I couldn't say. I guess I couldn't say because my memory's not that vivid anymore, for one thing. But now here's one that was 90. Okay, this is the one that I would get of 8320 because it's I don't know why it's a little cheaper, but it's certainly not going to be enough difference for me to know the difference, or Mom, you know, in using the machine. There's an 8320 that's it was $99. Now it's $106. Yeah, I almost bought it that day when I saw it, but I didn't, because I did have in mind, you know, upgrading this machine for Mom, but I wasn't sure that was a good idea, you know. Now there's some Corsair memory that was 124, now it's 168. When I put it in there, I thought, hey, that's pretty good for that memory, but that costs so much money, I don't even want to look at it anymore. Nah, I'll leave it, because I can always just kind of mind the prices, you know. Start to take it out. Okay, now here's a newer ASRock motherboard, but it was 94, now it's 129. There's that used, and I was really thinking hard about buying that, and then I thought, you know what, I'm not paying $70 for a used processor if this machine will, you know, run Fedora 27 as it is. So, yeah, now that's $78 for a brand new 6-core. But that other one, the used one, is on the compatibility list, and that's my dilemma here, is will these ones that are the right type but not in the compatibility list for my ASRock motherboard that I have, will they run okay? So I think I can figure that out. I'll keep saying this, but it's been a couple hours since I said it. So I think by putting the power supply out of this machine, this good 650 watt power supply in that ASRock, with the process, it's a dual core, but it's not on the compatibility list, and it's been in there for a couple or 3 years now. And I've had Windows 7, now it's got Fedora 26, and it would kind of randomly crash on either operating system. Now it crashes. It crashed twice in one day the last time I had it on. That's when I said, okay, I got to open up that power supply, and sure enough, it had more. I think it had more swell caps than before. So I decided, okay, it's probably the power supply. So if I put this good, almost new, I mean, it's probably a year or two old now, but we bought it new, 650 watt power supply in there, and it runs fine, then I'll say, okay, I think that one of these, you know, these 8-core processors, that's what I'd go for. Looking at these prices, you know, better hurry before they go back up again, I guess. But I kept hoping they'd go down more from where I saw them before, but they didn't. They went up, and now they're creeping back down close to where they were. A lot of times I watch prices over years, over periods of years, and they would probably go back down to where I saw them before, within $1, you know. I mean, well, they're within a couple of dollars now. That's 110, 11, 12. I'm not looking at that one. I'm looking at, what did I do? Somehow that was selected. What did I go to? That one. That 6-core. How funny. And I guess it comes with that power. Of course, now I already have the heatsink. I kept thinking, well, I still got to buy a heatsink too, and I figured they'd be at $35 or $45. I hadn't looked at them in a while. So that one is an A320 for 112, and then where's the other one? Oh, there's one for 106, an 8320. It was 100 even. It's 107, and then so that one, or go ahead and spend 107, or go ahead and for the 8350. Oh, that's an 8350 with for 120. I don't even have a price written down. I never did write down the price when I first put it in there, so I don't know what it originally was. This one sold by Amazon. I actually prefer that most of the time because you know you're gonna most of the time you're gonna be that's probably a better heat let's say heat pipe type. I think they kind of work better. Copper, I don't know. Got copper on. It's probably just copper coated on the bottom there. I think copper may dissipate heat quick. I don't know. Does copper dissipate heat faster than aluminum? It's probably only copper down there so that they could connect to those copper heat pipes. probably not got anything to do with anything other than that, so they could solder it all together. But they've sold a lot of them, and they have a pretty darn good. Of course, you always with any of these processors, you get pretty darn good reviews. People, they're good processors, and you don't hardly ever see one failing or anything. So, really, it's just find the one you want and the price that you're willing to pay. I think maybe that picture there might be about bent pins or something. Well, maybe not. I counted them all. Yep, all there. Oh, how funny. You did not count those. There's that heat sink. Oh, that doesn't look like a very big cooler though, even though it's a heat pipe. It doesn't look like it's near. Oh, look how thin that thing is. That's like half as thick as the one I've got. So the one I've got's probably a better cooler. And there's something about, I broke the cord temp gadget. Oh, you did. I'll be darned. But these pictures can tell you miles about these products. And it also, you will find out real quick if it's the one you're actually, I don't know what happened, but this is not a CPU. There's something really weird happened. Of course, that's what I was going to say, especially when you're buying from Amazon, they will make good on that kind of stuff. I never had that happen. I had that happen with Walmart one time. I ordered something, and I got some old bottles of makeup in the boxes that whatever it was supposed to be. It was some kind of household, thing. I can't remember, probably some kind of medicine type stuff, Can't remember what it was. There's something from my mom. I think it might not have been like, the stuff I take for allergies or whatever. Well, here it is in the, comparison list. Let's see. There's an 8-core for 100. What? There's an 8-core for 100. Let's see. We may need to go look at that. Okay, that's a 4 gigahertz. This is a 3.3, but then it'll go up to 4.2. This one, well, this one is kind of written different. I don't know if it says the max. Don't see anything. Oh, like overclock. Let's see. Says, looks like. This must be an old review or something, because they say they wasted $1,000. What did they do? Maybe it's that's a long review. They might be talking about some other processor. Sometimes people talk about their comparisons of other processors, but I don't want to go through all that right now. But sometimes that's good. Sometimes you don't see anything worth looking at in this, related stuff, but sometimes you do. There's an 9590. I doubt that would run on my. Wouldn't that be funny if that's the one that's in the list, the one that's like hard to find? I doubt it, but I think I'll go find out. Let's see. But first, this is the one. This one really is $103. 4.2 gigahertz octa-core. There's the number. I can compare it. Of course, it has good reviews and everything. You're liable to run into some of the same pictures and stuff. This one actually seems to be just about this one. Yeah, see, I wouldn't be afraid to buy that at all. That's like 39 cents, 40 cents higher than the one that I had in there that I was talking about a while ago. That's no deal at all there. That's cool. Let's see. Yeah, 8 cores says on the box. They say octa-core. And when I bought that tablet, dummy me, I kept looking at that word octa-core, and I kept thinking quad-core. I was like, why are they calling it octa-core? Why don't they just call it, like I said to myself, why don't they just call it quad-core like everybody else? Well, because it wasn't a quad-core. It was an octa-core, 8 cores. Everybody knows what octa means. Octopus, 8 legs. But I didn't notice it until after I got it home, and I was about half through setting the thing up, and I put a CPU benchmark tool on it, and it said, it said 8 cores. And I was like, what? So that's when I figured out that I had paid $100 for a 8-core tablet. There's not a lot of them out there either. And when you look at the reviews, well, they were better when I bought it before Christmas last year. But they've kind of seemed to, that same exact brand have kind of gone down. So I think they kind of have hit and miss quality, But the one we got is fine. The only problem it does have is when you boot it up, it'll say there's like 23% battery left. But if you'll reboot it, it'll go to normal. It'll show it correctly. And it's still doing that. And that's aggravating, but it's not I figured that's a bug in the Android, though, not the hardware, but it could be hardware. I tried to find a way to fix it or something, but I couldn't find anything that could fix it. Now, what do I want to look at? I want to look at the real specs of the thing. Let's just page on down here. I kept that other page open because I saw that other one. I want to compare it to the oh yeah, Black Editions, you can change the speed in your BIOS. Just depends on how much you want to spend. People will say, is it compatible with this motherboard? And they'll usually, they didn't. They said, you need to go to the spec sheet for your motherboard and look it up. And most of the time, they'll answer you. They'll usually say, oh, sure, it'll work just fine. And you're like, I wonder if they, bet they didn't stop and look that up. They'll usually kind of give you some roundabout. It should, because it's generally blah, 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 But some of them, they'll just say, yeah, it works good, lasts a long time. And I'm kind of like, well, I know how much trouble it can be to figure that out, so. But that one there, he's being just straight up honest. He's like, go look it up. Can't remember how sometimes I put like moms, Oh, I know what it is. I think I put it in under AMD, or did I put it under processors? Why would I put it under processors? Oh, computer parts. That's where I put it. Computers, I think. Yeah, ASRock. Instaboot. That's one of the apps. I was talking about the app charger. And so I think this is it right here. Yeah. Okay. So the compatibility list. There it is. CPU list. All right. Let's just right quick find out if I know anyone that's a box won't go, but sometimes all the numbers are the same except for the box. Usually, so far, I don't think I've found any that are box items. See, not even a single. I bet you not a single couple of letters in here are the same. So even though this is an FX, what is this? This is an 8300. Oh, okay, this is not an 8350. I didn't notice that. Still, that's a good price. But this is an 8350 for $20 more. Okay, now I understand. I'm going to add that. I did it again. I did that again. God. They must have moved that on the page. Yeah, save for later. Move to list. Save and compare. Now. Okay. Yeah, this is an 8300. Okay, well that's still okay, but what I was trying to say is, okay, FX. There's only 3 FXs that are on the list. There's a FD4300, an FD4150, and an FD4100. Now, if you want to get into the 8 cores OS, let's see, which one are 8 cores? These are only 65 watts here too. I can't remember which ones are 8. I think these are. I remember when you do find these, they're really expensive. All these 3 up here, and they're not as fast as some of the others. See, they're 2400, 2600 is the fastest one of these, and I've looked them up over and over and over. But these all 3 up here, they're too expensive to try to buy. And even though they're up above in the list in the FX, I don't think they're newer. I'm not sure that they're faster or new. Well, they're not faster, but I'm not sure that they're newer than the FX. Of course, the FX are old now. They've got a whole new thing going on now. But the Phenom 2, let's see there, X6, X4, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 cores in the list right there. That's why I ended up, well, I found that used 6 core one. That's one of these. But so I think this motherboard came out early on in the FX series. Well, if maybe, or else if that's the Optron or newer, I don't know. To be honest, then they came out. It came out. It doesn't have a super wide spread of support in the listed supported CPUs, but I've seen on forums where people say, well, can I run this one on this board, this exact board that I'm talking about, this board right here, and they'll say, yeah, the only difference is blah blah blah, you know, or like, well, if you don't have like there's what they call the VRMs, I forgot what it stands for, voltage something, I don't know, voltage regulator module, I don't know. Anyway, if they have heat sinks on them, they'll stand more, you know, they'll stay cooler. Otherwise, they'll overheat with certain, like higher wattage motherboards. Or you can, and I saw a bunch of how to install, you know, heat sinks on them. That's what gave me the idea. See that heat sink right there? That's just like the one I cut in half. I mean, it wasn't an ASRock, but it's the same exact color and almost the same size and everything. The one that I cut in half and put on my Raspberry Pi is like that. But I don't know what that one's on. Could be the VRMs, but some motherboards have them, like a whole bunch of them, 4 to 6 or 8 of them, kind of put around here and there. I'm not sure what those are, but there's what the memory that it'll see. DDR2 up to it supports up to 1066, and DDR3 to 1600. And but it's either or. You can't put them both on there, so they're color coded, so you can quickly tell. And I think it's just a great motherboard. It's never given any problems. As for only I knew when I was getting it from Mom. Of course, I really wanted as much memory as I could get. That's why I went in my brain over to servers, because 32 gig of memory is nothing on a server. That's just a starting point. Not really, but it's probably average. Just always, every time I take a drink of coffee, it splashes. I don't know if it got on the glasses this time, but it splashed all the way up on my forehead, up above my glasses. I don't know what's that cup. I like the cup because it keeps it warm for longer. I mean, it's not warm right now because that's from this morning, but it keeps it tasting as good as it can, except for, well, I won't go into coffee right now. But that's my whole thing is, I think it would be just fine, maybe, to run one of these that's not in the list, as long as it's the right specs. The pins are all the same. They're going to fit, But just because they fit don't mean they're going to run right. I mean, that's a highly complex thing, having this these highly complex electronic devices interact with each other, you know, and so the motherboard definitely needs to be right for and the vice versa with the processor, you know. But yeah, there's one or two I found a couple weeks ago or a month ago out of this list that were new, but most of them were the only ones you found were used, and some of the used ones were outrageously priced. One of these I found was like $1,000. One of those up in the top, used. I think it was used. Maybe it was new. Anyway, I thought I already put that in the bookmarks. So, you know, in that close of a price range, I wouldn't split hairs over $20. I think I would get the 8350. Not that it would really make a huge difference. I think that 4.2 gigahertz to what was it? It could go. This one's listed. Okay, its standard speed is 3.3, and that's 4. And probably you could run that at 4.5 gigahertz. I'm going to bet. If it'll do 5 max, you probably run it at 4.5. And it wouldn't give you any trouble getting unstable or anything. I've never done any of that overclocking. I couldn't overclock that. That ASRock motherboard has the overclocking software, and I could have done it on Windows 7, but that power supply couldn't do it, you know, so I didn't try it. I set it on automatic, so I think it might have, I'm not sure, I think it was running at the stock speed. I don't think it ever went above stock speed. I don't remember, actually. But yeah, $78 for a 6-core. Well, I might as well go on and $20 more and get that one, or $20 more and get that one. So now there's an 8320. Now they're pretty close to the 8 cores. That's the other one I was looking at. Now this is the one that I'm wondering what's different about it. This is 9590, 4.7 gigahertz, $125. I didn't have any clue that I was any plan on sitting here shopping, but at least it's really interesting stuff. It's saying what motherboards it's compatible with. ASRock. I was thinking it's only ASRock 990FX. I wonder if that's the one I have in my wish list. Really wondering about that now. Let's see. But first, well, now, to seeing that, I'm going to say no, it is not going to be in my list. AM3 Plus. AM3 Plus. Evidently, okay, this is the hint. That was the what I was wondering. But no, and I see if you kind of start checking off numbers, you might find a couple that match. FD, that's it. But no, it's not in the list. Optitron. This is octa-core. Yeah, 8-core. Okay. But AM3 Plus, I'm guessing it's newer than the FX. But right before they came out with those really fancy ones. I'm going to add that to the list, but then later I'll move it to the shop and compare. Did I put it in my list this time? Yes, I didn't put it in the cart. Okay, good. But I'm not going to view my list yet. Okay. I guess I'm just dumb. That's where it's always been. It's down there below the cart. For a long time anyway. So, this stuff gets so darn complicated. So many choices. That's a 220 watt. No. Motherboard couldn't handle that. How many watts is this one? Okay, let's go on down there. Well, there's an OEM packaging one for $1 less. I might want the pretty box for $1. Probably wouldn't matter to me though, really. There is sometimes I've found out recently there can be differences on whether or not they'll honor the warranty though. If you get some of the OEM stuff that you buy it on Amazon, the manufacturers don't honor the warranties. You better watch out. They say that they don't count them as well. It depends on who the seller is. Really, it's not Amazon, but what seller it is on Amazon. If it came from Amazon, supplied by Amazon, then it would be under the warranty. It probably would be an authorized reseller. But if it was somebody else that sells on Amazon, it might not be. Okay, with 5 gigahertz max turbo and 4.7 base, that's pretty fast. Pretty fast. Does not include the heat sink. Now, what I want to know is how many watts is it? It's maybe that other one was 220. I wonder if this one is really high wattage. I didn't know they really had them that were that high wattage for a regular, desktop PC. I don't think it says anything about being for servers in here. There it is, 220 watt. I just didn't see it. 220 watt processor. That's the whole thing. Okay, so the motherboard 990FX. I bet you that's not the one I had in my thing. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how can I quickly go to my wish list. I think it was in the shopping list though. Yeah, I put it in that save and compare. But I want to move this to the save and compare as well. Yeah, because that's not something. Actually, I think it's just for comparison here. There. See, that's an older one that I think is it even. Yeah, it's still offered, but some of those one I was looking at was no longer available. This is a 970, so it's older. And that's the only motherboard I think I have in there. ASRock, that's in my notes saying it's not in the ASRock compatibility list and all that. Go ahead and get to the bottom of that list and make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, there's only one motherboard in my little list. Used to you could search your wish list. It would search all your lists all at once. And that was really cool. I missed that search. All right. Put it back, please. So that's just an interesting processor, but you'd have to go buy one of those newer motherboards that goes with it. I figured it might be on the related items thing, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's not an option there. But this one, really, for 120 bucks, 119.99, it's 125 watts. Won't work. I can't do more than 90 or 95. What is it? See if it says. Where does it say that? I guess I got it out of the manual. I think 95. Yeah. Because I remember it would run all those. So it'll do 95 watts. That is the most this thing will do. So that's the other thing. 95 watts. Okay. So really, where's my little list? Let's go back to my shopping list. There we go. That one might be above the 95 watts too, I wonder. $95. Okay, good. 95 watts. Okay, 95 watts, so that's good. That's this one here. 109.39. I didn't do that yet. 95 watt. Add a comment. Okay. This one is 125. Well, I cannot. 125.30. Okay. Doesn't go in to the spot, and I start typing. Okay. That's a cooler. I'm not interested in that. That was in there a long time ago. That was not one I'd be interested in anymore. That one's not. No new ones left. Okay. Every time I leave that page and come back, I have to go and find the end again so that I can just search through it without it jumping and jerking and going nuts. Now, which is the other one? 8320. What's the one I'm actually interested in? That one there is 95 watts. What I'm wondering is, just trying to swap those places of those, and they didn't want to swap. If I drag it right to left, it wouldn't do it. Left to right, and it did it. Okay. That's an 8320 for 106. Okay, that's the one I'd be interested in. But it is not. Where's its number? There it is. I know it's not in here. See, FD is the only similarity. But those are 41s. Those are quad cores. Well, I wouldn't waste money on a quad core. If I was gonna, I just wouldn't waste money on it. I mean, I've got one and it's okay, but it's not no powerhouse by no means. So, 95 watt. Okay, so this one is, where did it go? 99, that's 106. This one here, that's not the one I was wanting, but let's go ahead and edit that. 95 watt. I think I better put is. That dash is confusing to my eyes after all. Okay, 95 watt. I think I'll go ahead and put that price that it is right now. Should have already done that. You can't copy things good on there, and that you can't move that because I already forgot what it said. 119.99. That's an 8350. Where's the other? Is that the one I kept saying, yeah, that would be what I would get? Yeah, because it had that heat pipe that didn't look so good. 106. I'm confused. I'm overshopped already. 111, 78. Oh, here's the one. This is 8320. That's an 8350. That's an 8320. Oh, that's 106. Okay. That's the one I was thinking might really be. If I was going to get an 8320, that would be the one I would get. 8350 is 115. What did I just... It's not 106, it's 115. It says 106 there, but it's really 115. Well, there's a real discrepancy there. That is not 106. Wasn't it 106 a while ago, or I just never noticed? It's 125 watt too, so it won't work. That's the thing. I had not caught on to that. Wait. Am I looking at the wrong thing or something? That one's 95 watt. Somehow, that's 106. So this is all wrong. How did I get to the wrong page? That's an 8350. This is an O. I guess I'm getting too tired to do this or something. What's going on with my brain here? Okay, it is 106, just like it's supposed to be. It's 95 watt. Okay, that one works. The 8350, that's 106. The 8350 is 115. That's cheaper than what I thought it said. Where is it? It says 119. It's 115. It's gone down. Okay. But I think I see the killer to the deal. I think it's 125 watt. Motherboard won't support it. So nope, can't do it. So really, I don't think I could do an 8350. I bet you anything most of them are 125 watts. So if it's even possible, it's almost 6. I don't think I'm going to try to do any more hardware work today. I think I will not take that power supply out today. I kind of wanted to do it. I didn't want to do it, but I kind of felt like I should to figure that out. But I guess tomorrow maybe I really will do that, because this right here has got me excited. If that motherboard will run processors that are not listed, 106, 119, 111, 78, okay. There's that motherboard, but it's not even, I mean, I wouldn't go for that one now if I'm not wanting to buy one. The whole point is that I don't have to buy a motherboard, I already have one. If I find a processor that works good, that's 100 even for what? An A. Yeah, $100 for a, and it'll do 4.2 gigahertz, 95 watt. Okay. Doesn't have good specs. It doesn't have any specs in the description. It's got BS in there, but it does have some here. It looks like its max would be 3.3. It might run at that. I think that's what's kind of the thing about these. Oh, I see. These are the years they were made. The thing about these processors, these particular ones, these FX and stuff, is that they will run at their max. Whatever their max is, they'll run at it and run stable. That's what I've been basically reading. And yeah, that one's not going to be in the list. I already know that. But that's plenty fast, 3.3 gigahertz. $100 plus whatever it was for that memory. What was it? $30, $130. And I already have the cooler now. So I would have been counting that cooler for $10. That's 140. That cooler will do the job, I'm sure, because Mom's not going to be playing. She's not going to be playing Crysis, as they always say. There's a joke on all the pages. But on YouTube videos, when you watch a computer video about computer performance, no matter what it is, I don't care if it's a Raspberry Pi. Somebody's got to say, but will it run Crysis? And I don't even know what it is. I think it's a war shoot up game. You know, there's Crysis and a couple other games that obviously are super high resource usage heavy. And they'll always say, but will it run Crysis? Well, put it on. Some people even put it on things like little video chips, you know, that aren't even full computer processors. But anyways, evidently the geek joke this last couple of years. And a lot of people will, on YouTube, they don't get it because they're not, like Hackaday.com is where I first started seeing that stuff, and they got it. You know, everybody on there got it. They laughed. But on YouTube, people will go back, well, that's not going to do that. What are you idiot? That's not even supposed to do stuff like that. and so in that case, the guy turned into a troll when he was probably just trying to make, or the girl, when they were probably just trying to make a joke. Then they might have been trying to troll, but it's not really what it was about. That it was just a joke. We used to have all kinds of jokes like that when I was running sound for concerts. All the musicians, they loved to have off the wall jokes that make no sense. I like ask silly questions just to see if anybody's paying attention, you know. But we all the things that we said to each other, we knew, you know, we'd get a good chuckle out of it. But then other people would just go, what? They didn't usually. They were like, oh, weird musicians, whatever. They didn't usually ask, what the heck are you talking about? Okay, so yeah, that. Oh, they say here. Oh, they say it's 3.3 with 4.2 turbo. Okay, so that'd be fine if it would run on it. So maybe tomorrow I really will do it. Then now I'm renewed vigor about that, especially since I found some memory that's cheap. Okay, so this one, that's another 8320, but it costs more. And then that one's 125 watt. There's the other one. Now, what would be the benefit of this 8320 instead of an 8300? It's just another picture. Well, the black. I knew the black edition meant something. They're unlocked. Some of them aren't unlocked, and you can't. Well, there's no more to it than. Let's see, what was it? There's more to it than being when the cores are unlocked. There's something about being able to use all the cores, all the time, kind of thing when you unlock them. I don't remember. I read about it and I got the idea. Now I don't remember. Well, that one's just 3.2 and 4. So it's not even as fast as the other one. The claims aren't even quite as fast. This one was 3.3. The other one was 3.3, 4.2. So this is actually no. Consider this must be like, well, that's an AM3. Well, I think that may be what the socket is. This one would it is in the the range. It's in the range, but this one turns out to be the one now because it's actually cheaper. And it's, yeah. I wonder if I can copy that. Probably can't get just that section. Well, there we go. It's all right there, but if I put it in my notes to self, then I'll pay attention to it better. This is the one. This one right here. I think I've already put it in my favorites. See, they get a new URL every time you click on them. So I can end up with this stuff in there 6 times because I don't remember what all I've put in there and what I haven't. $100.39. 8,300. I think that was it. Yeah. So, and it's fulfilled by Amazon. I get a little more leery of other sellers because there can be different return policies and everything else. And some of them are actually rip-off artists. You know, you got to watch that too. I've had to get refunds 2 or 3 or 4 times in the last year. About 3 times, I think, because of either bad stuff or not getting. Once or twice I didn't get it at all. And but that's the good thing about Amazon, though. You know that will give you back. That's so stupid. Include installation. What are you going to do? Pick up a big old desktop PC and ship it off to somebody and pay all that and then pay them $90 to pop a processor in there? How ridiculous. And I've seen a lot of stuff that's really easy to do. $125 installation or something. Whose great idea was it to try to sell that? There's the processor that I think I would try. I mean, I wouldn't try it. I mean, I would get it. I mean, if it didn't work, I mean, there's still always that you could go buy a motherboard that does work with it. But I don't want to get into all that unless we need, unless I really think that I won't have to do that. The whole point here is if I could spend 130 more bucks and have an 8-core with 8 gig of RAM. Now that I realize I can get, I kept meaning to check that computer bay memory. Let me go look at that one more time. Well, first let's say, actually it's the, where should I be looking? If I was going to have you can't just, see they don't even have the same type of numbers listed here though. So I can't just say where's an 8300. Kind of memory would it run? There's another list for memory anyway. But memory, there we go. That says sold by Memory C. What? Okay, DDR3. That's what I figured. Okay, so Memory C and sold by Memory C and fulfilled by Amazon. So that's one I had. It's so tricky to know where it's really coming from. Really, really is for me. I can't read all this fine print here. Basically, there's so much crap on every page, And as you see, I found my shortcut is to search through it. But if you don't think to search for the right things, you may completely miss it. Let's see. Blank. Oh, the memory that I put in my wish list or my compare list or whatever. I think it's a save and compare list where I put it. Didn't I? And I put it in my wish list because I really thought, oh, I wish for that. See, that's why I was saying maybe I should put all that stuff. Okay, let's see if this is what I think it is. Computer bay 4 gigabytes, 2 gigabytes. No, I want 8 gigabytes. I don't know if they have that. Let's go look. Well, that's what I looked up, wasn't it? So I need to go look for. So this is close. Well, this is only half of how much memory I want. So no, it will probably end up being $60 then, if they have it. Do they have it right here? Oh yeah, they do. Memory, 8 gigabyte, 4 gigabytes. Now we're talking. $65. Okay. So I think I had looked at their memory before. So that's one reason why, like, if you see $70 for a name brand, then maybe you would want to go with the name brand. Okay. Oh, I did the add to cart again. Dadgummit. No, I don't want it, whatever the heck that is. I don't even want it in my cart. I just can't click the right button today. Save for later. Move to wish list. Yes, move to wish list. It's already in my wish list, evidently. Oh, wish list. There. Now. And I'll go move that other one. Actually, I'll probably take that other one out altogether because it's not even what I would want. I'm going to get DDR3 out of the minimum I would get is 8 gig. And then if I had a motherboard that could take more, of course I'd want to get more. But 8 gigabyte dual channel, 4 gigabytes. That's what I would need. I have to make 100% sure, but I'm almost certain there's no like gotchas on how many pins or anything. But I would want to make sure. Look in the manual of that motherboard. But yeah, they've got that on here where you can pick different ones on this. I don't think they do that on all their pages, or maybe they do now. But this is it. This is what I would want. And we'll see, there's, I don't know what OWC is. Crucial's 91. Okay, there's one. Corsair. Now, if that's real Corsair, that's for Mac? It says Mac in there. Mac memory. Yeah, it is for Mac. But, and I don't know what OWC is, but it looks like generic memory to me, just like this Computer Bay. The one thing about the Computer Bay, I'm sure, it's made overseas, but it's an American company. So they bring it all there, ship it from there. So you got that, and then you don't have to wait, And then they say they stand behind it. I mean, I haven't had to send you back, so I don't know. But so if I did, I'd be less likely to buy it again for sure, because I don't want to fool with that crap. It's not Mac memory, is it? That is Mac memory. Stupid. Why do they have it mixed? Let's go to my, I wonder if the one I was looking at was for Macs. I never noticed that. Well, that's why you really, usually if you know your pin numbers that you're looking for, it's usually different in other types of architectures. So I'm too tired to keep looking at it. I'm just going to get it out of my favorites and everything. Go to my list. Got to get that out of there. Get that out of my list. Okay. Well, let's see. That's 240 pin, 204 pin, and this is 204 pin. But that is Apple. This is not Apple. Okay. Delete. Okay. Oh, that was the. Okay, I don't really need. Well, anyway, I've gone over that 100 times, so let's go to my wish list again. Now, let's see if I can read. See, I can't. My eyes are getting tighter, so I can't even read this stuff anymore. Mac memory. Okay. 4 gigabytes. This one is 2 gigabytes. Okay. Okay. But I think I might see it. 4 gigabyte 1066. 8 gigabyte. See if this is normal. I thought that black was different because all the memory I bought is green. KB Master 1066. Sodium. Still the same amount of pins though. No, Apple MacBook Pro. Okay. Something. That's laptop memory too. Okay, let's go to their deal and search. You can search their channel if you do the right thing. You can search anybody's channel if you used to could. Well, I guess I'll do it. I mean, I was really wanting to know about that. Okay, computer bay. There we go. Now we can. Okay, desktop memory. Usually it'll get you. Uh, two. Let's see, 8 GB. That would probably get me in what I'm looking for. Okay, yeah. What's this? 4 GB. Okay. This is 32 gigabytes for $255. 8 GB for $125. 8 GB for 2 GB. That wouldn't work. That might be for the Mac again. Black heat spreader. Oh. Okay, well, they're going up and up in price. Well, no, not necessarily. Okay, it's just more and more. Oh, I forgot to put DDR3. Is this DDR3? Yeah. So this is probably what I've been trying to find right here. Computer bay, 8 GB, 4 GB DDR3, 240 pin. Okay. That's why I kept saying 240 pin, because I think that is what normal desktop memory is. That was 204, I believe, for that Apple memory. Non-parity, non-EC, non-parity, yeah. I believe this is what I'm looking for. So that's 57.50, about $60. So yeah, instead of $30, it's going to be about 60. So about $160. May have already looked at this before. Add to list. Alright, now let's see. It's got good reviews overall. Let's see, one picture. Oh. Well, looks like somebody did get a bad stick. Bad quality. I don't know. I didn't see so much of that when I bought mine. I'm seeing more of these reviews of it being. Maybe that's why I had the brand names in my wish list and not this anymore. Maybe I started seeing these bad reviews. I don't remember. I don't know. I guess I'll have to do more research, because I might spend, I might find one. If I found some of the name brands for 65 memory, all departments. So let's see what we get. Yeah. Desktop memory, 8 GB. There's the computer bay. There's different brand, I think. A tech brand. Now let's go and look at 4 stars. Where's the star thingy? There it is. They're still in the 4-star list. That's the suggested. Now let's try customer review. Now imagine we'll find all the expensive stuff. Yep. Except for there's one. $79 for 4 GB. Sometimes that is really helpful to do that. And let's see, there's computer. No, that's Timtech. Timtech or Timtech. I think that might be one stick that's 8 GB though. I think it's one stick, which would be great if that machine could handle that. I'm just going to leave it at that now. So yeah, there's more choices in that computer bay. Then that's an interesting one. That looks just like all that fancy. I guess it's just some Chinese memory that's kind of made up to look a lot like this, fancy brands. Let's see what they're. It has an awfully good rating. So. All right. So there's a good start anyway on it. And that is $80 though. That's quite a bit of difference. That's $20 more. I think that Crucial was around that price, wasn't it? Or not Crucial. Corsair. I always want to say Crosshairs. I know one thing. I never had any, I don't think, of Corsair products, but I know that what's her name? Tasty PC, the girl, pretty girl that used to do reviews all the time on high-end computer stuff, and she really knew her stuff. She's still around, but she's not doing very many videos. But she really liked that stuff, and well, I mean, she knew all the specs. She could rattle out run her circles around me with specs, And the manufacturers would give her parts to test, and a lot of times she'd have to give them back. Sometimes she got to keep them though, and so she had a lot of machines. She said she had about a garage full of machines. She showed them. Well, she showed them once. I saw they're all on shelves, but she'd put them together, take them apart, put them because she was doing different videos. She would, use anytime she could. She'd use the same. She had expensive parts. She'd use them in different builds, And she didn't just build a fast machine. She made them look pretty too. It was pretty cool. But let me get out of here before I start shopping some more. Let me look at the machine. It's just humming along, not making any more noise or anything. So, but I'm tired as I can be, and it's 6. And set up way too late last night, so I don't think I want supper right now. But I'm tired. I did have a kind of a nice big lunch. We still have, Easter Sunday we had Mexican cornbread, and I had some for lunch yesterday, and today I got a little fewer pieces and then added it with one of my TV dinners, and that was pretty good. I picked one that's brisket and rice, and it's kind of Chinese, I guess, because it's got soy sauce in it. Brisket and rice and soy sauce and baby trees. That's what I used to call them. Broccoli, baby trees. And the flavors really went together really well, so it was good. But it also was that there's a lot of cheddar cheese in that Mexican cornbread, so I think that brought the grease factor up, and I think that's why I'm kind of half out of it. So sometimes something that tastes good, you may pay for several hours, maybe till the next day. My preview, there we go. My preview was still on the computer parts. Okay, so, all my babbling about what to do about that machine, now you see what I'm talking about and why there's so many reasons to babble, because there's so many choices. By the end of the day, you're just like, blah, 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 blah. I could do this or I could do that, or maybe I could just go to sleep and forget about it. And so anyway, this little bad boy is, of course, yeah, okay, so I'm not having a noise problem. Let me go over there. I'm not going to switch cameras this time. I'll just leave it like that. As a matter of fact, I'll start one of my videos playing. I've got it on full screen, and I think I'm on my machine. Let's see. History, I should be able to see. Yeah, there we go. That's diagnosing the noisy fans. That's the day I made my mistake. So I'm just going to get it playing in full screen. I think I'll go forward a little bit. And I'm going to go over there and look. It went back to small screen. Why'd you do that? Maybe it's not going to do it in remote desktop or something. But you can't hear it, of course, because there's no well, the audio doesn't go through remote desktop, I don't think. At least I can't hear it. I don't think it can play that. It just can't handle it, so I'll just leave it like that. But let me go over there and listen. Let me switch mics first. It won't do me no good. It don't do you no good if I don't switch off the wired mic. Okay, we're on desktop. Okay, now we're on the lapel. Alright, it should be playing that video. Part 54. Oh, that's the I haven't named like 6 videos now. Renamed them like that. I think that's the last one, and I need to do that. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm too tired to try to do it tonight, I think. I think I'm going to quit working now. Well, I started, you know, usually I will take it slow and wait till I can think straight to start working. I started working. I got this all set up, got my video set up before I even turned on my computer. I just went straight at it. So no wonder I'm tired early. It's actually probably better to do it that way. That way you're less likely steps late. Let's see how the fans are doing. Okay, I'm going to go down here to that vent on the back side. It's just normal. That's the bottom vent. I went through them all already. The big fan, the PSU power supply unit, and we'll go around here. I can't get close because of my power cable going up to my camera that's up there. There it is. It's fine. So I'm going to say, I think that the only problem with the fan noise problem was the video card, the GPU cooler fan. And it's the same one. I just cleaned it and put a little WD-40 in it. I did take the sticker off so that I could spray. And if you want to see all that, it's in the previous video. I took the sticker off so that I could spray directly into the let me get off this one and get back on my regular mic. So I sprayed directly into the bushing, you know, best chance of cleaning it out. Back on the S&P, yeah. Best chance of cleaning it out, you know, other than if you're not going to take. I didn't want to take it apart because where's my key? F8. I decided not to take it apart because I took apart one that was about that size, and the little keeper broke, and I lost some of the little bushings, and it actually ended up running worse than before I worked on it. Well, I lost some little bushings, and I think it was rubbing on the actual motor itself. So I decided to let's open up the system monitor, whichever one it's got. So I've just got YouTube running and setting on a pause video. That'll sit there and use up resources pretty quickly too. Actually, I could go to. Can I do that? No, I have to be logged in. I can't go to my. It won't do me no good to go to my live video. It can't play it. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Why can't I play my live videos? Let's go to my channel. How can I do that? I don't ever try to go to my channel from... There it is, Don Bishop. Okay, so if I go to my channel and see... Now, if I click on that live video, it will say it can't play it. And I don't know... You know what? If it says that to everybody, no wonder I don't get any views. Okay, live now. And it will say it can't play it. It's not available. Click here to see about HTML5 video. Surely that's not happening to everyone. Videos will play. I mean, I've never had to add anything before. What does your browser support? Well, I've got the, I guess I should go to it on my browser in the machine, my regular machine, and see plugins. Okay, I have Open 264, and I have that's all I have. Maybe I need, but it should play that. I'm just skipping over this. Depends on playback, hardware, and operating system support. Let me go. That doesn't say anything about. I don't know if I have anything about. This is her machine. Okay, yeah. Might be a YouTube folder on there. Might not be. Well, that's backwards. Okay. I just realized that, and I hadn't thought about that really. If I ever did, I don't know when I ever thought about it. But yeah, I've noticed what I was thinking is that only happens. What happened? I thought I went to my channel. Oh, I did go to my channel and I clicked on live video. But my videos that have already been, I was thinking, okay, yeah, once it's live streamed, then they convert it to something else. And then they play, but oops, I hit F9. Okay, now let me go to my channel in this browser right here. Am I on? Yeah, I am. I can't hear it, but I still actually have it playing over there because I was trying to check it and I never remembered. Okay, yeah, I wanted to make sure I was still okay. Now I'm going to go and see. There may be something. I think I have a bunch of codecs installed on this machine, maybe. I did in the old browser, but the new one, I don't know. Well, let's look and see before we... First, let's get on my channel. Okay, now there that is right there. Well, let's just click on it, see if it plays. Okay, it works perfectly on this machine. So I haven't installed something, evidently, that I need to install. Okay, so now I don't have to worry. It's not like everybody who clicks on my live stream gets an error and can't watch it. There's the legacy add-ons. I just need to remove all that stuff. That could actually be showing the machine down. What is it? Ad block, better privacy. Yeah, I won't do that now. No, it's okay. That's all I have on this machine. That's it. But this is for door 23. I have the web defined content, decryption module, and I have Open 264. Now on hers, same thing. So why doesn't it play it? You think it's because she doesn't have a she's logged in to Google there. See? But is it because I don't have her YouTube channel set up? But this happens especially on new systems. What in the world? I just didn't fiddle with it because I thought, well, I need to install some codecs or something, but that's not it. I got the exact same codec on my machine. And that's just for DRM, for digital rights management. Then there's not any digital rights management on, well, not on regular YouTube. There may be on that YouTube Red. I bet there is, but yeah. See, so what is it I'm missing, YouTube? What is this new system missing that my older system's not missing? You would think the problem would be the opposite. You know, the older systems wouldn't play it and the newer ones would. And if I go back, I think my extra buttons on my mouse don't work in this Tiger remote desktop. But if I go back to, say, like the one I made earlier today, I imagine it'll play just fine. It won't until it's been up for a little while. I noticed that. Maybe a couple of 3 hours. Because I think it does go through like a conversion process. See there, it's working just fine. I'm going to have to look into that. But that's yet another thing to figure out. I'll close the browser over there on that one. So if I go to my live, let's go to my live stream page. That way I can see how long I've. First, let's go back to my channel. I want to see what it looks like. I'm starting to wonder more and more now because I don't ever do this while I'm. What does it look like, while I'm streaming and everything? Okay, that's what it looks like. That's up at the top. That's what's going on right now. That's my uploads. Of course, I set all this here up the way I wanted it. So, so yeah, I can play anything on my machine here, this machine. But I can't play my live stream. I've noticed that it may be something different between Fedora 23 and 26 and 27 that they've changed, like they don't want to support that. Well, I'm using FLV because it streams the best. And it's good quality, good streaming. It doesn't ever lag. It never lags or does anything like that. It never, caches on me or anything. MP4 will do that to you. Pretty hard to get it to work. I tried it, and on the live stream. And OGG's not really very good for streaming either. And WebM might be okay, but I think it uses more resources. That's the other thing is they'll make your machine work so hard that you can't continue. If you do, then the machine will either get audio and video will really get out of sync, or since mine are not streamed together, since they're 2 separate sources or 3 or 4 separate sources. There's 2 sources, a mic and a wireless camera. But, well, then there is the desktop audio. That's a 3rd source. When it happens, when I use it. But, so yeah, okay, so I'm rambling again. Live dashboard. I wish that was like it used to be. I can't stand the Google. That makes me think I'm going to the Google search engine. 2 hours and 48 minutes. And everything will be just about as good as it was. Well, sometimes it gets a little more latency, the audio will be a little more behind. And that's because of the Wi-Fi, the router getting tired, getting full, cache getting full. But we just about as good as it was. Well, sometimes it gets a little. So that's all fun and dandy. I can look at that anytime I want. If I go to my videos, I don't think the live videos show. And this is a spot I can't get to. Any other, I don't know how the heck you're supposed to get to this, and this I want to use it all the time. But if you go to your channel and click on videos, you won't get to this page. So the only way I save this in my bookmarks toolbar so that I can get back to this. I quick, get back to it at all. Now I've tried to get there by just going to my channel, and you can't go to your channel from now because you're already on your channel. But if I go back a few pages and try, then I'll never can find it. I'm sure there's a way to do it. But, okay, so, I'm going around again in the same circles again, but, F8, come back on her machine now. I mean, it's not super slow for just opening up 1 or 2 apps. And again, I just keep using YouTube as a gauge because, and of course, I'm on a remote desktop, so there may be some delay brought in here in what you're seeing just because of that. It's doing pretty good, really. It looks pretty much like it does on my quad core when I open that up. Same thing up, same basic pages up. Yeah, if I go to YouTube and hers, then it'll say, don't you want to agree to the terms and blah, blah, blah. Well, it will if you go. If you try to like if you're on one of those videos and you try to add it to a playlist to watch later or something, it'll do that. But I still don't understand. I wonder if I can watch that other live stream. But my live streams, and the only thing I can figure is because I'm streaming in FLV, and then once it's, but I can watch them on my machine. I'm gonna have to do some serious looking into it, I guess. Go back. I'm so used to my mouse buttons working right. NASA, yeah, I don't know, I might run into the copyright police here, copyright trolls if I click on some other video besides my own. I used to do that without ever thinking about it, really. But yeah, I'm thinking a lot more about that. I forgot I left that running. That uses up resources. See, it's using 20% and 24% of CPU. I left that running on purpose, so I had it running to give it more to do. So it runs okay. It would get by through Fedora 27. I don't know what would happen with Fedora 28, 29. Hopefully I will. Well, I'm going to see now that they're basically raw rolling distros, and I saw the other day, I noticed my Fedora 23 never even asked me if it wanted to be upgraded, and I think it was. It's one of the ones where they were doing the basic, kind of somewhat rolling distro setup. And I finally saw that the other day when I was looking for something automatic, whatever, and I saw Fedora Automatic, and you got to install that. I figured that out. So that's something I would have put on here. I need to remember that. I guess I should write it down. No matter what I do, let's see. Fedora 27. Fedora Automatic for upgrades, for OS upgrades, and I want dadgummit, I had the other thing in my head, went away. There's something else I was just now, I don't know if I said it, but it was in my head while I was thinking about that. Oh, auto updates. Set up auto updates. Updates. Not upgrades, but updates for the, the software. And so those two things are going to be important to me when I get that far. But on here, on this, I'm not very far. I haven't really added much of anything. I don't think I've added a single piece. No, I haven't. I haven't added any software whatsoever. I kind of got started on building a new script for it to install some from groups and stuff. But if the prices are going to be right for an 8-core processor and some memory and everything, then I might just want to turn this into an 8-core. 2 to 8-core is a huge difference. I mean, I've never even used an 8-core machine. I built that 6-core, pretty good. But I was making desktop videos, and that was before I even discovered OBS Studio. So I was using GTK to record my desktop, and I had a real hard time keeping the audio video in sync. And if you'd go longer than 20 minutes, it would get more and more out of sync. And so a bunch of those videos I had to edit. So I edited and get them back in sync because I was doing it for someone. Well, I mean, no matter who I did it for, I want to be able to understand what the heck I'm talking about. If you're pointing at something and talking about it, and it's not showing what you're talking about, they're not going to understand. Because this is an older lady about mom's age, and she didn't know, she doesn't know any more about, understand all this stuff anymore than mom does. So, labor, and I was trying to help her learn Linux, And so, I edited. I spent forever. I made her I think I made her about 47 videos or something like that, and I edited a bunch of them. And I used Kden Live, and it did really good, but, you could slow that thing down. If you, especially if you're running, like, say, rendering a video, and then you open up Firefox, started surfing or something. If you opened up enough power-hungry apps, you could slow it down. Well, I'll tell you one thing, the surprising way to slow it down, and that's my favorite backup, Lucky Backup. And at that time, Linux Fedora didn't write really quickly to NTFS drives, and I had it dual booted to Windows 7 and Fedora, whatever version it was at the time. This is a few years ago, and I think it was something around Fedora 17, and so I put this is kind of like what I did on here. You know, I made three. I divided it in three ways. Well, and then I started installing operating systems and let them divide it however they needed to, like right here. They were all three around 667 gigabytes, right close to each other. And so, but then I deleted that first partition and let Fedora do its magic there, and it ended up with a 524 megabyte volume and a 119 gigabyte volume. Where's the rest of it? Oh, and a 67 gigabyte volume for root partition, and that's the old hard drive right there, her old hard drive. And actually, you know what? That might be what that 119 is. It'd have to be. So yeah, it's okay. 667. Oh, okay. The one you're running on is not showing up here. This is not another. It's not another partition for you to mount. It's already mounted. So the one I'm on, it's divided up. But let's see. If I'm gonna mumble jumble about this stuff, let's make some sense. As soon as I can get the password. Okay, now open up gparted. Oh. Look at the wrong password. Okay. Anytime, and Fedora comes with gparted now. Now this is a great and very powerful application, but be careful. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do nothing in here. If you don't know what you're doing at all, don't open it, because you could destroy all your data real quick. Okay, so here's DevSDA. This is 116 and 111. ext4, that is, let's see. Okay, let's see what we got here. I don't think it's gonna, there. Theta's Hot Rod PC, this is the old system, okay. That's why it's smaller. And then this is the, that's the Linux. I mean the Linux, the Fedora 14. This is, yeah, let's see, yeah. Okay, and then this would be the Mint, which I was using for the backup drive, and then there's the swap partition. Okay, so that's actually come up as DevSDA, and then DevSDB is the one that I'm running on right here. I guess it didn't hurt anything in the boot because it's not showing up to be a boot to boot, you know. I didn't add it to the boot menu or anything. At least I don't think it got added automatically. It could have. If GrubUp got updated, it could have. Okay, now here's the one. Okay, now here's how I divided it up. See, 620, 621, 621. This is the one I'm running off of. There's the boot partition. There's the extended 620 gigabytes. The LVM, that's actually all the same actual physical partition. And so this is what I'm running off. This is how Fedora 14 divided it up, just like that. Now these are just ext. I just made them ext4s for placeholders, really. And this one will, what I'm probably going to go, I imagine I will still go ahead and put her old Fedora 14 system in here. And unless I decide that it's just not really any need for it, I could put, well, if I keep it as a dual core, I could. I kept thinking, well, I could put Debian 9 in there, and if it ever has any trouble not running good, she could just run Debian 9, you know. That's another possibility. And then this was going to be this is going to be the backup. I will leave it ext4 and just start backing up to it when I get Lucky Backup on here. Oh, and I was saying Lucky Backup really does use a lot of resources, but it doesn't run too long, even with quite a bit to back up, you know, 10 minutes or something. But whenever you were when you were writing to NTFS partitions, at least a few years ago, it wrote painfully slow, so it might run for an hour. And it made a note. If it wasn't been a 6-core, it would have just made it hard for you to do anything. It would have made it hard for you to just surf the internet. But since that was a 6-core with, I don't remember how much memory, a good amount of memory, it was doing fine. But I could tell, you could tell the difference. You could, especially if you opened up, like say Thunderbird, Firefox, and maybe, and you got on, if you go to she went to Facebook, so Facebook's got so many ads and everything, and it had so much flash and all that crap. And back then I would go ahead and put flash on machines because otherwise you couldn't do anything on the internet without flash, So now you don't. I don't have flash on mine. I don't have it on this one, and I don't imagine I'll put it on in anything. If you really need to use flash, I will go ahead and install Chromium web browser, and it'll play flash from default. That's the way I've been kind of doing it now, instead of putting it in Firefox, because then you've got to be constantly updated. And used to it would update, and in Fedora 14 it still updates automatically. You don't have to do anything. But in anything much newer than that, you got to manually update it every time there's an update, and it is a pain. And the only updates you get are security updates. You don't get any of the player feature updates or anything. They quit doing that several years ago now with Flash. So there's really not. If I just don't have to have it, I don't put it on any machines at all anymore. But boy, I just keep going, man, that would be so great for her to have a 8-core that would just last her forever, years. I had my sights on maybe doing that I really wanted more than 8 gig of memory in an 8-core. I didn't want to spend all that. I kept thinking, well, if I did build me an 8-core, I would probably go and get another motherboard. But there's no reason why she would need more than 8 gig of memory. She's probably not even in the feature. You don't know the feature, though, of course. But since I started, like I said, set my sights on a powerful server and spend a lot less money getting it, getting a used one, now I kind of don't want to do that anymore. And now that the FX processor, FX processors and all that stuff, motherboards are becoming old hat now. They're for a while they were just old enough to be cheaper, and now they're getting old enough. They're starting to, some of it. Well, it was going up in price, but now it came back down some. So anyway, I mean, it'd be plenty of power for me. What I'm looking at here, that'd be plenty of power for me. But probably for 2 or 3 years, and then I'd be wanting more. Of course, for years I haven't had what was considered a powerful machine, so. I'm kind of got used to dealing with what I got, too. And that is the cool thing about Linux, even though I'm talking about Fedora, not running so great on whether or not it'll even run on, most of my dual cores, it won't run worth using. This one, it's okay. That's still, things keep moving around on me. That's still fantastic compared to what Windows does, Well, I said that, but oddly enough, I'm not so sure. No, I can't compare that because I've never ran Windows, used it, but I did help somebody install it on a quad-core laptop, and it ran really good. But that was a quad-core with, I think, 4 gig of RAM, quad-core laptop. Ran really good. It was surprisingly seemed lightweight, but that was a quad-core, not a dual-core. And I've ran Windows 7 on a dual-core quite a bit, and it will just. It just don't do it well. 32-bit, it can just do it, but not well. You can't get any work done. I tried 64-bit it's on the ASRock. Well, I've ran it on 3 different ones, but actually no, I've ran it on my dual-core laptop, the ASRock dual-core, AMD, the dual-core laptops and Intel with 3 gig of RAM. The AMD is 2 gig of RAM, and they both are using onboard memory. And then this machine, I had Windows 7. I didn't really ever use it, but I had Windows 7 Pro on here. In the dual boot, it's still on here. It just won't. Not her machine, but mine. let's just get out of her machine. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, so I'm not even talking about it. Let's just shut it down. I'm getting ready to quit. I'm getting hoarse now. Let's do that. That'll help me get myself out of here. And go to my exits, my bye-bye screen, and maybe I'll get the clue. Okay, so this machine, the Lenovo i5. Oh, that is loud. It's just a low-pitched roar, but yeah, now it's like, oh, what a relief when it shut down. That's why I wanted to put it in the rack so I wouldn't have to listen to it. But anyway, Lenovo i5, 4 gig of RAM, quad core, but only 256 megabyte of onboard shared memory. Windows 7. I didn't really run it. I had it on here, but I don't want to reboot and get into Windows to do something. When I do need Windows, I just want to use my KVM switch or use remote desktop to get something going and let it run or whatever while I'm back over here on this machine working. So it seemed to run fine, but I never run it enough to tell you. But I can tell you it runs on dual core. Okay, but as soon as you if you were to open up Thunderbird and Firefox and start and try to leave them both running and watch a video and check your email and go back and forth, it would slow down to a crawl in no time. And you can't edit videos on Kdenlive worth crap on it. It won't run OBS. The laptop kept getting hot and shutting down when I tried to run OBS Studio on it in Windows 7, because I started trying to do that. Because it was actually, when I first discovered it, I think it didn't have I don't remember. I think it was just in the beginnings of their development for Windows, Linux, I guess. Yeah, because I discovered it, and then it was really a year later before I got to where I could really use it. Yeah, it wasn't running so great on Linux at first, but now it runs fantastic. So, and that's what I'm using to make all these videos, to stream these videos. It's really cool because at the same time that I'm streaming live to YouTube, I'm also saving this video to my computer without overworking it or anything. And like I said, the defaults they put it on to FLV flash video, that's the one to leave it on, unless you got a fast machine, because it's the less taxing on your system, and the less bandwidth usage. So for streaming and getting reliable streams that aren't messed up, with caching and stuff, drop frames, dropped audio, all that. All right, so I can just go on and on, can't I? That makes okay. You know what? I think I might be. I don't know. Maybe when I wake up in the morning, I will have changed. I can't. It's just. The problem is, I need this machine for her to be everything working just right, as much as possible, absolutely possible, and as long as possible. So that, because it's, really the only way I can do any real work on it is to bring it in here. I can't work in there. I need my tools. I don't have to be making videos, but I definitely need my chair, my software, everything. Other machines has my software on it and all that. Her chair kills me. She doesn't like a lean back chair. She wants to sit up straight, and I can't even sit in that chair. So there's lots of reasons. Her room is super hot because it's on the side where the sun shines in the afternoon. Could go on and on, but plus, she don't want me in there, right? She wants to be able to go in there when she wants to and do whatever she wants to do. So I want to get it done and not have to be bringing it back, and I definitely don't want to, I'm not going to be sitting in there. If I have to work on it for more than 30, 40 minutes, an hour or something, it's going to have to be drug in here. So I'm trying to get it completely set up, and I'd like for it to last more than just another year, So that's why I'm just going on and on and around saying, should we go ahead and upgrade the hardware? All right. Wore myself out going around about this. Imagine if anybody was watching this, they'd just have quit a long time ago. Skip. maybe if they just wanted to know what I decided, they might skip to the end or something. Well, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. But I think tomorrow I really am going to, as much as I hate to go through more hardware fooling around, I think I have finally got the noise gone from the machine, and then I will put my new, video card fan in it when I get them in a month or whatever, and hopefully it'll just be the normal month and not longer. But I think I'm going to take this power supply out of here and put it in the AS Rock and see if it runs like a top, like I think it will. Then I'll know that a unlisted processor will run just fine in it, and then I just may want to. I'll talk to Mom, see if I think she already said if you need to, okay, but I don't really want to. So, but then she would just say, well, whatever, if you think so, then we'll do it. But for another $170 or so, could be instead of a dual core with 2 gig of RAM, it could be an 8 core with 8 gig of RAM. That's not a bad deal. So, because we already got the power supply to support it. Now I even have the CPU fan by accident. Luckily, it was only $10, but CPU heat sinking fan. So that was one of the things I kept thinking, well, that's going to be another $35, $45. I hadn't looked at them, and now that I've actually accidentally, maybe this is a happy accident, I've accidentally bought one thinking that was what was wrong with that thing. That's how I got the motherboard. I used to think I was so good at, I guess you always think you're good at, when you're young, you think you're good at everything that you like to do. But if you really could remember and look back, if I could remember I can remember making lots of mistakes and lots of frustration. But I took it all in stride. Now I don't want to go through all that. I just want to get it right the first time. But now I'm old and I can't think straight. So, oh well. Keep on going. Keep doing what you can when you can. All right. I'm going to go now. Guess I'll reload. Well, that's going to take forever. Then I'm going to go. I'm not going to do any more tonight. It's 7 o'clock. I'm going to relax some this evening. I started earlier working, so I feel pretty tired. And maybe I'll get in bed at a decent hour, hopefully. Not because I don't want to stay up till 1 o'clock again and just keep getting up later, All right. Well, bye-bye. Tomorrow's another day.